time, think it's my year, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my pen ready. Used to hold myself back, my self-esteem been petty. Gotta keep on chugging, ran through everything in front of me. Might smoke bed heavy, got a whole agenda. Can't aspire to get ahead, so bump that, it's no surrender. Got a dollar flipped up, I'm trying to get an NFT to get them when they're hand and crypto. Learn how to fix that. I don't really hold out of books, but I'ma learn how to fix that. Some opportunities are never come unless you paying attention, so no, I can't miss that. Moving, MVP, I got the record, I might have to prove something. Big jumper worthy, they gon' have to retire my jersey early. Whole crew coming, had to work something, cause I had nothing in my pocket, yeah, I did all that. Big plans, partners trying to make profits, yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no wins, yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen, putting hours in my practice, I did all that, yeah. I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs, I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah. Hit the ground, then it go off, yeah. I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs, yeah. I hit the ground.
What's up, family? What's going on? What's going on? How y'all doing? How you doing? Happy and welcome in on this here Trill Tuesday, baby. All day long last time I checked. All day long. Ain't nothing but Tuesday. And y'all know how we do it on Tuesday, baby. We going to keep it TRILL. It's a Texas thing, but I hope after watching No Africa Dreaming for a while, y'all done got situated on it. And y'all know what that trill mean too. Yeah. We're going to keep it like that. We're going to keep it like that. I hope everybody is doing well. Let me get back over here to this chat so I can see how everybody doing, what everybody got going on, and who all in here. Yes. How y'all doing? Let me turn that off and turn this ringer off before phones and dingings and bells and whistles and all that kind of stuff start happening. Well, let's see who we got off in here first. We're gonna have a good. Hopefully, I always hope that you leave here with something. But we're gonna have a conversation tonight, family. We're gonna have a conversation tonight, man. It's always somebody else's turn, baby. It's always somebody else's turn, and for those who are fortunate enough, and dare I say blessed enough, to reach that level, indeed in this life, you get the opportunity to be once a man and twice a child. With that being said, I ain't gonna get too deep into that just yet. Let me get over here in this chat and start speaking to folk. As usual, I got this. It's always two front runners. It's either Unbiased LLC or it's this sister right here. Psalm 146, Home and Garden. Sister, thank you for being here. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Some said Kwanzaa. And for those who don't know, Kwanzaa, na Kiswahili is first. That's what that mean right there. That mean first. She's the first one on the scene. Speaking on the scene, Bean Juice galore. The Bean is on the scene. What's up, little Bean Juice? How you doing? Welcome in, welcome in. You better get in here and enjoy yourself. Hey, Shanna. Hey, Shanna. Shout out to my man Jason in advance. If he get time, I know he'll slide over here. Dream team over there, the power couple. Shanna and Jason Ewing. Yes. Oh wow, I just saw something pop up. My goodness. Okay. Well, let me get down to that. But thank you, Shanna, for being here. Miss Grace Gines, thank you. Thank you for being here. We appreciate your company always. Miss D's Hollywood Garden, how you doing? Welcome in. Okay, I just had a big, massive jump. Let me see here. Now, I might have to put on my spectoral now so I can see this right here. Yeah, Miss D's Hollywood Garden, how are you? Guava to you as well. We're drinking some guava juice earlier and probably going to drink some more before the night over with. But thank you for being here. We sure do. Lala, fam. TX Lala, ladies and gentlemen, is in the chat. Thank you for being here. I was wondering who that was. Fam, Fed Up American. Thank you for that. We appreciate that, family. Let me get Fed Up American right. And I just got to say, look here, y'all. We got to talk about my man. We got to talk about Bug Out Weekend. We're going to get to that in a second. Before I even give full thanks to Fed Up American, I want to say for everybody in here, look here, family. If you got time, if you haven't already, we sure would appreciate and enjoy y'all sharing this live out. No pressure. No. No pressure. No pressure from me, baby. But if you don't mind sharing this live out, I can guarantee you one thing. I ain't gonna hold it against you. I ain't gonna hold it against you. You ain't gonna get no problems out of me. No, not for sharing this live out. Let me get over here and get my man Fed Up. Let me get down there. First, hey, there it is. Come on, George. You. Thank you, Fed Up American, for your contribution to the channel, family. We appreciate it because some of the topics we cover, some of the things we discuss, y'all, some of these we attempt to monetize, some of them we don't. It always seems to be an issue with something. So y'all love y'all being here, y'all presence in the chat, your memberships, your contributions, like what Fed Up American just did. That's what helped us as much. Being here, sharing us out, leaving comments, liking, sharing, and subscribing, all that YouTube lingo stuff. That's what helped us more than anything. Cause for my fellow content creators out here, y'all know what them literally them coins, literally and figuratively, what they look like. So it ain't a whole lot. So we appreciate that, family. And there she go, our sister Unbiased LLC. What is up, family? Hashtag Purple Patch Crew. Hashtag Ashy Gang Gang. Hashtag come on later today at 3:30 Central Time. Texas. So I don't know what that is on the East Coast. I don't know what it is on the West Coast or in the mountains. And I ain't finna do the math. But if you know what time it is in Texas, then you know when you can catch Unbiased LLC, which is gonna be 3:30 later on today. Cause it's Tuesday, baby. Miss Tamika Davis, how you doing? You better get in here and enjoy yourself. You sure better. RJ, what's going on, family? Welcome in. And again, thank you, Fed Up America. Good Eats Homestead. How you doing, sister? Thank you. You know what, Good Eats? I was looking for y'all, hoping you could make it to Sardine Sunday, but I didn't see you over there. But I'm gonna tell you, I'm probably gonna use the beach cliff to when I make my little sardine dinner, because people been asking about what recipes can you use. I ain't never had it warmed up or heated. How you do that? I'm gonna show y'all, man. I'm gonna show y'all. And some of y'all might like it, and some of you might not. I don't care. I done showed you. I showed you. So what y'all do with it after that is on y'all. Everybody, big sister, Gina versus Gina is one of the people that we got to talk about a little bit in addition to my brother, excuse me. Give me a drink real quick, all this talking. To my brother, Vision Preparedness, because y'all know we just had Bug Out Weekend. Yeah, and it was so good to see Gina versus Gina, triple threat. My Renaissance grandma, that was a picture of pictures. That was a beautiful picture, just seeing all these different people and everybody else who showed up. I got to catch bits and pieces because I was missing stuff. I don't know why I ain't been getting all the alerts. Oh, not alert. Well, yeah, alert. Notifications. Some of them we've been getting, and some of them been a little funky, a little sideways, or they'll pop up way later. I don't know if y'all YT been kind of glitchy here lately, but I sure know yeah, that's what we dealing with. Okay, thank you, Shanna. Says she going back in the bushes. She been speaking to everybody. Much love to you for dropping in, sister. I know you always back there in the bushes working, doing your thing, but still taking time to listen, which is what we appreciate the most. Goody said, I didn't know anything about it. I need to get caught up. Yeah, man, it was good. It was good. Get caught up, sis. And I think I tagged you in that one because I may or may not have tagged you in the first Sardine Sunday. So I sure want to include you in this one. I heard Fed Up America said, let me put that up there. I saw a little bit of it, said my Renaissance grandma had the best setup at Bug Out Weekend, and I believe it. And speaking of the man himself, Vision Preparedness up in here, family. Thank you for being in here, bro. And we definitely, you already know we're going to talk about Bug Out Weekend. By the way, I think you can go over to his page, check the notification bell. Make sure you hit that bell and click it, ring it, smack it, flip it, rub it down, whatever y'all got to do to make sure. I think tomorrow at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, he's doing a Bug Out Weekend wrap up. So y'all can get over there and catch that and see what my man got going on. Am I hung up on y'all side because I'm trying to look at myself on the other whatchamacallit so I can see the full chat. And my man was, somebody give me a 5x5 if y'all can still hear me and see me, because I don't know what's going on no more over here. It looked like I'm frozen, but I don't know if I'm frozen or not. Okay, maybe it was just on my side. Okay, bet. Thank you. Good deal. Okay, tonight at 6:30. But it said I don't know, this day and a half a day being off. You see us in the chat, y'all. 6:30 p.m. tonight is going to be the wrap up. Because I thought it was Thursday, and I was like, man, he pushed that out a little bit, but I figured he might have been tired or something. So, okay, bet. That works. 6:30 tonight. So, y'all know we got Unbiased LLC coming on at 3:30 Texas time. Got Vision Preparedness coming on at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time, Ohio. And we also got Gigi Naturals Homestead that usually do her live at 5 on Tuesdays. Do her Tuesday live at 5, family. So ain't no reason to miss nobody, honestly. Yeah. Fiona, Salama Dara, Karibu Sana. Yes. Karibu. Sante Sana for being here. We appreciate you. Aya, habari ya jioni dada. Safi Sana. I think that's about everything else up I was gonna talk about. Just say congratulations to Vision Preparedness. Sheed, what's up, bro? What's going on, family? How you doing? Better get in here and enjoy yourself, young man. Sheed, we here. Welcome in, brother. Just want to say congratulations to my man Vision Preparedness for a successful Bug Out Weekend, for all the people who participated, who offered their time, energy, and effort to make this a successful event. You see, Fed Up America said it wasn't even long enough. So now that y'all got a taste, you never know. You might see your African Dreaming at the next one. But it's just good that people put in the effort and the work to make these kind of things become a reality and can benefit all of us. Again, for all my people coming in, I see more folk coming in. If y'all haven't shared this live out, please share this live out as we get ready to get into the conversation. Oh, I know you did, bro. I know you did. It's all good, fam. So the in addition to Cali Homestead with Pooh Bear, and I saw Pooh Bear the other day. I think they had a little kickback already, which is dope. She said juicing with Jay. SoCal Gardner came up. Precious. It was just some of the West Coast people who linked up and got together. And man, that's what's up. That's what's up, family. Now you still got time for the cruise. June 16th through the 18th. 16th through the 18th, Thomasville, Georgia. If you don't want to miss most celebrities now, because I think it's a couple of celebrities that's in the chat right now that's gonna be down there in Thomasville, Georgia, doing their thing. A regular gun guy, a regular meetup. It's gonna be celebrities there, and I think one of the celebrities that was at Bug Out Weekend gonna be over there too. You get to see Erica My Fly Family, Billy, regular gun guy, uh, fat guy with guns, some of my other people, Big Dre 357. Like it's gonna it's gonna be a lot of people from the 2A and gardening and all kinds of other communities showing up to this event, family. So it ain't too late. Y'all shout out to Erica. Get with a regular gun guy. Like just you still got time. You still got time. And Tay Weezy, what's up, my bro? Or should I say Chef? Start calling you Chef Weezy, boy. I see you over there trying to do it stuff from scratch, like you know what you're doing a little bit. Y'all, I'm sorry about my throat. I got my allergies. It's rainy season over here, so y'all have to forgive me and work with me. Orca 3371, what going on, family? How you doing? Welcome in, welcome in. The word, what's good, bro? How you doing? Welcome in. Yes. I better get in here and enjoy yourself, man, so we start this conversation. And some of the things I've already mentioned, I will be mentioning them again throughout the course of the live. But here's the thing. This is just my opinion. It's just my opinion. We're just having a conversation. Of course, as I usually do, I'll drop the link. Black Guns and Gardens, what's up, bro? How you doing? See, that's why I have to use this thing up here, man, because this one be getting all, you can't even see everybody. Okay, there we go. My brother, welcome in, welcome in. Y'all want to see a beautiful landscape, beautiful yard, y'all go check out this bro right here. And y'all already know it's Tuesday, man. Drop that hashtag BCIAC into the chat. So if ain't nobody connected with Black Guns and Gardens, you can find them. If you don't know who Tay Weez is, you can find them. If you heard me talking about Unbiased LLC and you ain't been over there and see her making bags and skirts and shirts, oh my, you might want to head over there and check her out too. Unbiased, if you still in them bushes, you still in this chat, man, make sure you drop your hashtag BCIC because it's Tuesday. And if you still going live today, it'll be the perfect time and opportunity for folk to slide on over and see what they've been missing. If you don't know who Vision Preparedness is, I don't see how. But you can slide on over there today at 6:30 and catch him too. Now, what we gonna talk about tonight, family? It ain't really a right or a wrong. It's more of a personal and ethical type conversation. Now, the reason that I can talk about this and relate to it so well is because I've lived through some of the hardest decisions I've ever had to make in my life. We kind of talking about end of life care as well as the aging process, how and whom it impacts. But if y'all done never looked around this world we live in, everybody who may find themselves in a convalescent state or a convalescent home or a hospice care, these ain't necessarily always old people or older people or elders or geriatrics. So hopefully tonight, by the end of this conversation, we can dispel that myth as well. And I'm not saying it's more true on one side, but I'm saying it's not limited to a specific demographic of any form. What Unbiased talking about? Oh, she talking Good Eats. Okay, she talking Good Eats. She talking Good Eats. Okay. But yeah, anybody who been following us for a while, y'all already know. I lost my mom. My mom transitioned from the physical world in 2019. Prior to that, there was one instance where I was responsible to make the call. We're gonna take her off or we're gonna leave her on. By the second time that happened, because yes, it happened again, we already had DNRs in place and had the opportunity to get a lot of legal stuff together and all of that. How does that fit into this conversation? Stick around and you'll understand later on. Uh, but one of the bigger points is I've heard people, and I get people's sentiment. I do understand people's sentiment on how they feel about facilities, convalescent care, hospice care, all this stuff, right? And I've heard people be adamant about what they will and won't do should they find themselves in said situation. The reality is, at the end of the day, it's once a man, twice a child, if we live long enough. And none of us knows 100% what this world and this life that we living in will truly throw at us and what concessions we may have to make for the sake of not only our own emotions and ourselves and how we feel about stuff, but for the people we love. Psalm said something. What you say, sis? Psalm 146 said the thumbnail had me thinking about grown men that still sit around and play games instead of spending time with their wives. Girl, that's a whole nother conversation. You ain't finna suck me into that today. We'll cover that on another Trio Tuesday. Hey, Martika, how you doing? How you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes. You better get in here and enjoy yourself. And again, all my people coming in, as you come in, if you don't mind, we would appreciate it so much for you taking the time to share this live out. Again, and I thank you and everybody who was here, who's already done it, the people, because I know, man, we we look out for each other. We try to anyway. So I just try to give a reminder because sometimes I be in some of y'all lives supporting y'all or watching some. I get so doggone caught up in the video or something. The first thing I do is hit the like button, but I get so caught up I don't always leave a comment. I can be in your live. I always hit the like button, but I get so I be too engaged in what y'all talking about and doing. I don't always think to share. So forgive me if I'm overstating that, but that's something I got to do better with, and I'm really trying to make that a point. G Mama Groves, how you doing? Yeah. Welcome in. You better get in here and enjoy yourself. All right, y'all. I think we done talked about that part and I done covered everything I want to cover. Family, it's a personal decision or family decision in some cases. But again, I've heard people say adamantly that we ain't never gonna put Big Mama in no nursing home. We ain't never putting Big Mama in no nursing home. When I say I understand, I understand why. But what if you in a state where I would not a state, not a physical geographic state, a state of existence? You working, your wife working. If both of y'all ain't working, then it ain't no way in hell you can do what you need to do to try to take care of the person you helping, whether they in a convalescent or whether they in end of life care or whatever. These are real situations that real people are confronted with, and I ain't got a lot of kicking. Now, when I grew up, where I'm from, the part of Texas I'm from, baby, it wasn't nothing to go visit Sister Johnson or Sister Jones from the church, and they got a whole hospital bed sitting in the living room. Well, I've seen plenty of people do it. I've known families that do it, and even people in my family talking about different cousins and different sides to this and to that. Yeah, it happened. But those days, because the way the world is structured and everybody not only have to work, but you got to work so doggone hard, we can't discredit the amount of back when, let's just go 30 years ago, even though it had already changed profoundly. Let's say 25, 30 years ago, I ain't going to touch 40, when it was possible for more people to fall into those traditional roles and maybe just just the dad it worked, and the mama could be not only uh uh the one to do more domestic type stuff, but was able to watch that auntie who getting old and you can't let her cook by herself no more. Even though the whole family helped, it was one person who had been afforded the opportunity to kind of be in that role. It might be an auntie over here, an uncle get off work and then he come by, but it was a group effort, man. We live in a world where everything got us by the you know what. I said all that to say I'm finna get into this, and I'm gonna drop this link on the other side. Uh let me get to a couple comments first. G Mama still in here. What RJ say? RJ said something. There it is. Excuse me. RJ said, as an only child, I made that statement. Moved my mother to Texas to take care of her. Had help from my neighbors. Thankful. Yes, it is hard. And this is another thing, baby. We're gonna talk about all of it tonight, and I'm glad you said that, RJ, because baby, mama can have more than one kid. Mama and daddy can have more than one kid. But they do know the kid that's gonna be the one that's gonna do whatever need to be done when the time comes. Your mom, dad, and them ain't crazy. They know what kid they can count on, which one of their kids they can count on what for, expect what out of. I'm sorry, y'all. I ain't gonna sit up here and start snotting, man. But my allergies last day and a half been kind of, my apologies. But that's a good point, RJ, and we definitely gonna touch on just that. So it's a video going around, and you know, people out here, man, these folks do all kind of stuff. They be making skits, and some of it be fake, some of it be this. The more I checked into it, I believe that. What's up, M&T Living and Cooking? How y'all doing, family? Y'all better get in here and enjoy yourself after you get back from sharing it out. But it's good to have y'all in here. I'm finna play this video, so I'm glad y'all jumped in so I could speak before I got caught up in this other part of stuff. So this is a couple, and this video is gaining a lot of traction. It's been around for a short time, and I want to know what y'all think on the other side of it. We might have to stop in a few places because it's not long, but it's a few minutes, and I think the person that's being aggressive, that appears to be aggressive in this video, might be a little bit misunderstood. And having lived through this, I got some opinions. I can try to get tech department in here to say something if she want to jump in on it. Odom's Homestead, what's up, family? How you doing? How you doing? And I know people feel very strongly from different points of view. That's why we had these conversations. So I'm gonna start this video. Might have to stop a little bit here and now, but we gonna talk about this, family. We got to talk about this. Let's see here.
Off that she can stay in.
To preface this, so it has a little bit of so it makes some kind of sense. What's up, my brother? J3GS Farm recently promoted to one of the elder light, one of the light elders. He still think he in his 20s, but he get on in here, young man. So this is a husband and wife. I don't know in heat. I guess because I'm old school, I don't know in heated the conversations, unless I'm out and somebody trying to whoop up on me or something, I'm getting pulled over. I put my phone away, but I guess for the sake of this content, I'm glad everybody don't, because this is a very personal, in the house conversation. That's just my opinion. On getting grown folk business. But this husband and wife is having a debate. The husband obviously wants the grandmother to come live with them, and the wife is in her own way sharing some of her grievances. And I know, just listen to what's being said. What's being said. Let's get it, fam.
We already talked about this. Your grandmother is not staying here. We do not have enough room.
Take that stuff out the loft, all the extra boxes we got. That can go into the garage somewhere.
I get the storage.
No, I get her bed, put her bed there. She's good. All she needs is a little bit of time. So wherever you get some time.
A little bit of time, or she's gonna be staying.
She's gonna be staying. My grandmom is staying.
No, she's not staying.
She's staying. Yes, she is. She's staying here. Hey, look,
we don't have enough room. I already told you.
But this is my family here, okay? So I'm
your family.
Get
so
that clear.
You need to take care of your family. She needs to be staying in a
nursing home. You need to take care of our family.
I gotta stop right there real quick, fam, because I gotta say this. I think this is one of the reasons why I said what is family in 2023. And before as I watched this and listened to it a couple of times, and I've been seeing it around, I said, well, look here, man, I don't want to be too quick to judge, man, and just listen to what both side parties are saying and what both parties are not saying. Now, if it's on some old BS and you got a little cousin that just stay in trouble or sibling or something that can't never quite get it right, I understand saying that's your family, maybe. But damn, when me and April got together, baby, I knew I was getting all her folk. And that don't mean we ain't got our own household with our own business and we keep our business in our house for the most part. But damn, like when it come, folk got to talk about and think about this kind of stuff before everybody jump, in my opinion, before you go skipping and jumping down the aisle or hopping and saying I do and this and that. You don't want to kind of talk about what may be. None of us can prepare for everything. But man, this is a hell of a situation, family. And this is what real people are out there going through. Because the whole era and concept, in most cases, now it's not the rule for everybody. It's not the rule for everybody. But the whole idea of that one working dad and y'all got 3-4 kids and he just work out at the plant and mama get to stay home and raise the kids and all of this kind of stuff. No. And then as somebody who's lived through it, I'd be damned if anybody can tell me the emotional, physical, mental, and every other else thing you can think of toll that caring for, let me phrase it like this, being a caregiver to somebody that you love is probably the most, is damn sure in the top 3 hardest things I've ever done in my life. But I'm gonna shut up and we're gonna get back into it.
My family is
I do take care of our family.
Okay, no, you take care of the immediate family, the kids. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, I do.
Our grandma needs to stay here too. All you need to listen.
Matt,
this is what my mom told me. All she need to do, this is her routine. All she need to do is we wake up in the morning at 8 o'clock in the morning, fix her breakfast.
I don't care about your grandmother's schedule. You need to put
I'm gonna tell you her schedule. When I go to work, you taking care of her. Listen, at 8 o'clock
how
in the morning.
How you gonna tell me what I'm gonna do when you go to work? Like I don't have no job. Like I don't have no life. Like, no, I'm not doing that. She's not staying here. That room is staying storage.
She hear me say now?
I'm not.
Now I got the everybody run their household different. But as somebody who been with the same woman for 22 years, you get a whole lot further by asking than you do demanding and telling. It depends on what it is. If I think our lives is in danger or our this or that, then this is what we finna do. But bringing somebody into our household, even grandma, in my opinion, this is just my opinion. How you gonna tell your wife that she finna care for? The man just said, hey, you care for the kids? She like, yeah, I care for the kid. You work too? Yeah, I work too. I got stuff to do. I got a life. How the hell you gonna tell somebody that this what they finna do as something as intimate, as something as important as having an elder person in your home who obviously needs some form of care? The last thing you want is somebody who don't want to be taking care of somebody you love, taking care of somebody else you love, in my opinion. let's get back to it, family.
Here, what is there else to expect? If you cared about your grandmother like you say you do, you gonna put her in a certified home.
I don't got listen.
Nobody got time for that.
You got time for that. Why you look at you right now watching TV? What you know what you can do?
I'm watching TV because I'm chilling. I'm not at work right now. I'm resting. Can I rest?
Right now, what you can do?
In my time of rest, you gonna come up the stairs, you gonna bring this camera in my face.
Yeah,
for what?
Because
for what?
Because you know what you can be doing? You can give her meds, put her to bed. All she needs is a little bit of care. She sit down and watch Family Feud all day. All she needs is to
give up.
Hold on, man. I gotta stop right. I got the link coming too, family. I got the link coming. But I don't know if this gentleman in this clip has ever been the bearer of that responsibility. You don't half-ass give people their medication. That ain't something that you just willy-nilly do. These ain't Flintstone vitamins when people taking stuff for their heart, or they taking stuff for their blood pressure, or they taking stuff for gout, or whatever ailment and or affliction they may have placed upon them. This is real. You have to watch this stuff. I remember one time my mama was on some antibiotics. I was so doggone tired. I wish I had caught it sooner. I was so exhausted, and we're going to talk about the exhaustion of being a caregiver here in a little bit. But I'd be damn, man. She had a reaction to it. Neck started closing up, throat swollen, lower face, jaw area getting swollen from this medication. And I didn't pay enough attention at first. And I should have put more effort into her, but damn, it's just me and April. So, I don't want to go down that road too far. Let's keep watching some more, family. Let's watch some more.
My life, so I can take care of your grandmama.
What are
you doing for your grandmama?
I do a lot for her.
Quit your job since you care so much. Quit your job.
Then where you gonna live?
I'll go to work.
How about
you can stay here and you can wipe your grandmother because I'm not doing it.
Okay, see what's all that? Listen, tell me that. This is my family here, so you gotta respect that. You respect that. You respect me.
You want me to respect your grandmother, but you don't even respect me. You come up in here, you yelling, you screaming, you telling me I gotta take care of her. I gotta do this, I gotta do that. I don't have to.
But listen, this is your husband's grandma. So listen, I'm asking you to have some respect.
I really don't want to hear this. Your grandmother is not staying here. Like I said, I put my foot down. That room is gonna stay occupied whether they're there or not. I got a family to take care of. I gotta take care of you. I gotta take care of the twins. I gotta take care of your grandma too. I gotta feed her. I gotta give her meds. I'm not doing all of that. I'm not doing all. And on top, I'm working the job that I already have. Are you out of your mind?
Listen.
You didn't even think this through before you came up here.
But all she do.
I don't like seeing people personal business out in the street, but they chose to share it. At least one party in this. He said it was for the sake of his family, so they could see how she act or whatever, or how, his side of the story. Y'all, this woman said twins running my family. Only thing harder than taking one kid at the same age at a time is taking care of two kids. I'd imagine the only thing harder than taking care of two of them at one time at the same age would be three of them. Baby, how do you just walk like... I don't understand. I know I'm probably missing all kind of stuff. I gotta go back up through the chat. And this is not it's not a male or female side. It's a respect side. I don't understand how folk don't get that part yet. Everybody damn near working these days. For the most part. Not every instance. Some people do get to have a more traditional, way of the family structure, the family dynamic that existed in the before time, the long, long ago. But damn, I don't know if y'all have never got off work. You done never got off work and you don't want to do nothing because I'm one of them people. As soon as I get in the house, I got to change clothes. I just feel I got to change clothes and probably get in the shower depending on where I've been and what I've been doing. You get off work, man. You ever just want to sit there for a little while? You got your food planned out, your meals. You done got some Hello Fresh or something. Next thing you know, you end up ordering some DoorDash because both of y'all sitting there watching Jeffersons or something, tired as hell. But we're gonna talk about it some more on the other side, fam. Let's go.
Watch Family Feud. All she
okay, and she can sit in a nursing home with her applesauce and watch Family Feud because I'm not doing it.
When our kids get ready for school, all she needs is give her meds. She take a couple of meds in the morning.
Why can't you do this? Why are you making this such a big deal?
Because you're the woman. You're supposed to.
Okay, so and what you gonna do if I say no?
You the nurse.
I gotta stop right there. My man said, "Cause you the woman." Now, y'all done heard me say before, I'm forever grateful to the love of my life at the end of my mama life for being able to do girly stuff with her and make her feel pretty, with hair loss, with sickness, with weight loss, with all of that kind of stuff. And I do believe in roles. I got some roles over here that I always fulfill, and April ain't finna touch no trash. My wife loved me to death, and to life. She'll do anything for me, but I better be hurt somewhere. I better be laid up over here in one of the African hospitals. Then she'll take some. That woman ain't finna touch no trash. Not taking it out. It's little stuff like that. But that whole, you got to do everything I do on the 9 to 5. Plus, obviously, she spent most of the time with the kids or some significant because they both agreed she kind of take care of them. And then put that one more big piece of whatever you eating on the plate. Shit. Folk got to start understanding when folk are already full. I'm a Southerner. We love to see people full and happy and eating. But when somebody tell you they plate full, you got to be able to say, okay, let me know if you change your mind. This shit here wild. But anyway, let's go on. Let's go on get it. Let's go on get it.
What you gonna do if I say no?
Then we have a problem.
Okay, I guess we got a problem then. So what you gonna do about it? Because I said no.
You don't see. So what happened when you get older and you don't you want something like don't you believe in karma?
When I get older, I'm gonna save enough so that I can take care of my.
Well, I'm not taking her to a nursing home. I'll tell you that right now.
You're going to take her to a nursing home because she's not coming up in here.
Oh, yes, she is.
No, she ain't. I will roll back.
The link is in the chat, y'all. The link is in the chat already. And, man, when it comes to, I've seen some completely undesirable nursing home. My grandma was very religious, very, very into the church. Very Southern evangelical. I was a little boy. I used to go with her praying for folk. I didn't know what the hell was going on all the time. But, baby, if you ever set foot in any kind of nursing home or nursing facility in the early 80s, where I'm from, it was some very unsavory sights and smells and moans of woe and despair in that place. So I understand, and we're going to talk about that a little bit deeper tonight too. But just because you went and saw that reality, we got so much to talk about, y'all. Bruh, you got siblings? Bruh, do your grandmother have, how many children she got? How did this fall on you? Or are you just taking on a responsibility just to hand it off to somebody else? These are necessary conversations, family. And we're going to have them. I'm going to bring my guest up. Y'all good? Backstage, anybody want to cut their camera off? I'll bring y'all on up and we'll finish it after we talk a little bit more. But let's go and bring up Sister Gina versus Gina, as well as the Honey Slanger. What's going on, family? How y'all doing?
All righty, y'all. Go ahead.
What say y'all? Ladies first. Ladies first.
I just got a couple minutes. I'm still on my lunch break. However, I have been a caretaker. I was a caretaker for my mother for many years. Probably, if I don't even remember how long it was because you don't count it. You know, it was a long time.
Right.
And I know people see this video and I'm this video was probably crazy all over the place. There probably were people on both sides for both of them. But I tell people all the time, one of my main things I tell people, if you have not been a caretaker before, please do not go by judging somebody who doesn't decide to do so. Please don't do that, because until you have done it, you do not know the work that it takes to do it. You don't know that you sacrifice. Like, she's thinking about all that. Like, she's already got her husband and kids, and this moment that she's trying to take to chill for herself, her moment, he taking it away to argue with her about something else for her little downtime, and she's like, I won't have no time to myself, and she won't.
Mm-hmm.
She won't. Not when you actually are a caretaker, because even when you have a moment of quote unquote quiet, you still on call. It's almost like being an on-call doctor. You literally, when something happened, you got to show up.
Yes.
So you don't truly get time to just do nothing. You're planning ahead. You're like, okay, what do mama sleep? So what do I need to make sure that's ready when she get up? Well, she gonna need to take her medicine. She gonna need to eat. She gonna need to do this. She gonna need to do that. You always planning and prep. There's no down. Even when you're resting, you're thinking, what I got to do in the morning. I got to make sure I do this. I got to do that. I got to set her up for this.
Yep.
It's no downtime. So until you have done it, don't judge somebody for not wanting to do it. Also, don't judge somebody in the way that they get it done, who choose to do it.
Right.
Because they are doing it. You don't know what's best for them to get it done and for that person. Don't judge them, because you might catch them at a moment of frustration, because you know the most unthanked job is the job of a caretaker. Nobody even thinks that the caretaker needs anything. Nobody says, you know what, I see that you don't really get no time for yourself. I'm going to come over here and sit with mama so you could just take the day and go do whatever you need to do. Nobody does that.
True.
They just think that because you do it, and when they see you, you always look like you got it together, that you got it together.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody, because you're not going to let people see what most people don't let people see what they're going through.
Right.
But caretaking is an exhausting job. And I was doing it with a small child. So I get her frustration, because my daughter was only like 4 when my mom got sick. And she was 12 when my mom passed away. So she knows that I had to sacrifice a lot. Like, I had to have conversation with her. Like, we got to, make sure Ganny this and Ganny that, when we couldn't do some of the things that she might have wanted to do, and nobody thinks about all those things. Now, every person who's a caretaker isn't caretaking for someone while they're also raising children, but some people are.
Right.
And even if you're not, that doesn't matter. It's a very thankless job. Like I said, nobody takes care of the caretaker. Everybody needs somebody to give them some reprieve. Heck, you need reprieve from your own kids. That's why even if you don't have a spouse, there's something, like if they're at school, that's sometimes your reprieve. If you have a relative that they could go stay a weekend with, that's a reprieve. Like, you got to have some time to yourself. Self-care is just as important as the care for other people. Actually, it's more important, because you can't care for other people unless you take care of yourself.
True.
Facts.
So I just wanted to say that, this topic is near and dear to my heart. It comes up a lot in just my regular life. Like, I run into people and I have this conversation, because I'm like, I've had people have conversations with me about how they don't like the way somebody is caretaking for somebody else. And I'm like, you're not doing it. So why are you judging them? Because you don't understand what it takes to do it. So don't go judging them. And then usually sometimes when you bring the light of what happens as a caretaker, people then back off and understand, like, okay, well, I don't see all that. Well, don't judge based on what you're seeing, because you ain't going to see everything unless you're doing it. You can't see everything unless you're doing it. So I always get really passionate about this type of conversation, because I've been there and I know it's a lot, and I would do it again. for my mama. Because I've been a caretaker for more than just my mom. But at this point in my life, listen, mama only, because I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted. I can't take on nobody else. I just can't. I can't. Yeah. But I'm like, if my mama was still here, though, I would still do it for her.
Me too.
But outside of that, I ain't got the energy. Like, it wears you down. It wears you down. And some people are just caretakers by spirit, by nature.
Yeah. It takes a toll on you. It takes a lot out of you. And welcome up, Sheed, bro. Thank you for being here, man. As well as J3.
Right. Hello to everybody.
Gina,
hey, bro.
What's up, fam? I know you ain't got a lot of time, but you know, everything you said is 100% spot on. And I ain't even gonna get into the elements of dealing with family. But when you said everybody got an opinion and know what to do and can sit back and judge, but nothing kept you from doing everything I'm doing.
Exactly.
Nothing kept you from being the first person to step up and do everything that you see me doing. So how dare you open your mouth to have an opinion one way or the other when I'm doing the best we can, and something else you said that I gotta say before you get out of here, because I got as much time as you got, sis. What's up, Tori? Welcome in, Tori. And I gotta get to some of these comments too.
That's because everybody think they got an input and they're not doing it. They think they got
and they ain't doing it, bro. And they ain't doing it.
That's it.
And when you what else was it? You said baby, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I don't care if I know she in the best care. I done went up there. I've been up there so much. I know all the staff, the rotations, who gonna be there that week or that weekend or whatever. And I'm like, baby, me and you, we chilling. It's just us. We going to such and such, or either we gonna stay in the house and do this and do that. And the next thing you know, the phone ringing. The phone ringing.
Yep.
So, yeah.
And I do have one more thing to add to that, because you mentioned this in the early part of the your live about having to make decisions on turning things off and on. So I went through. I had a friend whose mom was sick. Her mom was sick her whole life. Her mom had a lot of health problems, as long as they can remember, but she was going through the transition many years before I went through stuff with my mom. And I remember seeing the struggle. It's 4 of them in her family, 4 siblings, through her and 3 other siblings. And, you know, nobody meets eye to eye on that type of decision.
Right.
So I remember going home to my mom and telling her what they were going through, because this was a very close friend of mine. And I said, I don't want us to go through that. I'm the middle child of 3. I have 2 brothers who highly respect my opinion, but I don't want to have to make a decision like that. So I don't want that even put on me. So I told my mom, I said, we need to do a living will. And we have, you know, family that helped us draw it up and got it notarized, all the things. But I'd be danged if when the time did come, having a living will on record, they still didn't ask me. And I could not part my mouth to say to not resuscitate her, even though I knew that was her wishes, if there was no sign of life. And I remember calling my aunt, and I was so emotional. I couldn't even halfway get out what I was trying to say to her, because I was so angry. And I'm getting emotional just thinking about it.
Take your time,
sis. Sorry, sis. So angry that they had even asked me. I'm like, she has paperwork on record. I don't want to say it. And just know, though, that is helpful to your family. Don't put that decision on your family, because they're trying to decide things based on what they think you want.
Right.
The best way to know what you want is to have it in writing.
Yeah.
So think about those things now. Have those things in motion and planned out now. Make sure that whoever needs to know knows where to find those documents. When decisions need to be made. Sometimes they ask for those things, even if there's not even a threat of you not making it through a situation. They still want to know if you have one. So providing it to the hospital, sometimes they just keep it in record. Now hospitals are a lot better. This was like, my mom passed in 2008. Now everything is more electronic. So maybe now they would have it easily accessible to where they would go to that instead of coming back to you. But nothing is harder for somebody who really loves the person that's going through that than to have to decide that that's the day that things happen. That is a very hard decision. So I think it's really important that people think about that and do a living will that specific in what your wishes are when things are going on with you health-wise.
That's very true, especially for our end of our people who may be in the geriatric state. And just to put it clear, Gina used soft language. I used soft language earlier, but just so this conversation, it's everybody grown in here, so we can have this in its entirety. I've said before, when she's talking about what I touched on earlier, she's lived through it. I've lived through it. I had to do it twice. The only thing that helped a little bit is the fact that on the second go round was the fact that we did get such documents in order, and we did set things in place. The decision itself is still overwhelmingly powerful. To say those words out loud, to get that doctor that thumbs up, that go for it, let's get it, and all of that. And just so it ain't no misunderstanding, we talking about life support.
Yes.
No child wants to be. I'm my mama's oldest child. She has other children from another marriage, relationship, whatever. But I'm my mom's oldest child, and at the end of her life, my wife and myself were her caregivers and family. But that first go round, I'm telling you, Gina, you hitting on some stuff. I want to speak to Taurus Brain, Starduster 2, everybody, Urban, my sister Urban. What's up, family? Everybody who came in, everybody who's still in here. What we talking about tonight is not just end of life care. It's a bigger conversation than that. Once a man, twice a child. And the caregiver role slips into that because, man, it's rough out here. It's rough out here. And the only thing that I've seen bring people close and push people further apart is somebody that all of them love leaving this world.
Say that again. Oh, Lord.
We got J3 and Sheed. You ain't even jumped in here yet.
Well, she was saying it. She was telling the truth. Cause I got similar.
You good backstage? You good, sir?
I got the.
I'm sorry, Jay. I'm sorry, Jay. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No. I was just telling somebody backstage they good. They good. If they want to turn their camera off, they can keep it on if they want to.
I got a similar situation where my mother was my first, and my father was a second. And this scenario that you're showing right here, he is wrong for the way that he's presenting it to his wife. He is wrong. Because now, my mother was the first to go. This is 2018. I didn't have to throw it on my wife telling you're going to take care of my mom, such and such and such. No. My wife loved my mother enough as a mother that for 2 months straight, it was nobody but my mom and my wife here in my house. My mom was in New York. She said, I want to go back home. And her home is in Georgia. So she moved in with me, and my wife had to take care of her for 2 months. And my mother couldn't do, my mother couldn't do nothing for herself. She was basically laying in the bed, and that was it. Yeah. And now I'm up in New York taking care of business and everything. And I realized the burden that I put on my wife because my wife had to come back to Georgia with her, set up everything. And I talked to my wife at night because during the day I'm busy and she's busy taking care of my mother. There was no breaks in between that. There was no break. She get up, she clean her up. She had to do everything. She had to feed. She had to do everything. And the only time that my wife got a break is when my mom slept. And there wasn't much sleeping when she was at that stage. So for 2 months, my wife had to do it completely by herself. And then when I came back to Georgia, my wife, she still did 95% of it. Because, as you said, respect we have for our seniors. I didn't take and wipe my mom up and bathe my mom and everything. My wife still did all that. Even though I took her, I fed her, and I did little mediocre stuff. But what really count, that's what my wife ended up doing. And I never told her, you had to do this, you had to do it. My wife, she understood straight off the bat. That's your mom. That's my mom. And my wife did everything. I give my wife all the praise and glory for the simple reason is she done 99% of everything when it came to my mother. And she didn't have no time for herself. Once I came back to Georgia, that's when she finally got a little break. But if she saw me doing something wrong, she just get on out the way, get out the way. And she do. And like I said, I give my wife props for everything. And then now me, I'm an only child. But when I got married, my wife, she adopted my mother adopted 2 other girls. And I knew them and everything. And when my mom got sick, the oldest one, when she left home, she never came back. She don't want nothing to do with my mom. The second oldest, I was on the phone. It was close to Mother's Day. No, it was right after Mother's Day. And I was talking to her on the phone. She said, I can't roll over. She said she was sitting in the chair and everything. So I said, all right. I said, you need to get on up and do something. I'm in Georgia. She in New York. The next day I called her anyway to check on her. They said they didn't hear from anything. I called my stepsister. I said, you need to go over there and check on my mom. She said, well, I this and I that. I said, you need to take your ace over there and check on my mama.
Right.
Now, all this time, you don't want nothing to do with your mama. I had to make you go check on her and find out that she was bad off. I said, get in the hospital, and I'm on my way. Once I got up there, I let her go. She ain't had nothing to do. I did it all. She didn't even try to do nothing. But then when my mother, we had the lady come up there to do paperwork for my mother and everything. Then she wants to say, oh, my mommy, my mom. Now, all this time, you didn't want nothing to do with her, and I had to make you go check on her.
You know what that is, bro? And I want you to finish your story, and we're gonna get what she think. And I think Psalm's still back there in the back too. Well, I ain't gonna say that this rule applies for everybody all the time, but some of y'all done been to some funerals, and sometimes it's just grief, and sometimes it's the lack of an option. Because we all tend to live life like we got more time than what we really got with people that we think we got more time with. And so what happens is, from my lived experience, people think they got more time to do all the stuff they think they want to do.
Yeah.
And when people ain't here no more, it's been cut in half. You ain't got that option you used to have no more. And that's when the real heartbreak and regret and shoulda, coulda, woulda. And I'm not saying that's her situation. I'm just saying these things I've seen in this life. And it's amazing how that works. It's amazing how the ones who might have been right around the corner or down the street or even on the other side of town let somebody fly from 3, 4, 5 states away. Cause you go ahead, bro. I've been and got talking too long. Go on.
I'm gonna let it go on that one because that's my mom and I love her. But then I did it to my wife again. I brought a man that really didn't even love me, but he was my father. The The most I ever known this man and stayed with him was 7 years. But I was a teenager, and once I joined the military and left, we never had no conversation. The only time we had a conversation was when he come to Georgia to his mom's house. Other than that, I tried to make a connection between him. Now, he has 3 other children. Now, he's on his last leg, and the lady daughter in Chicago said, "You got to go. My mom is old. She can't be taking care of you." So I said, okay, this is a connection where before you leave this earth, so me and you make this connection. He moved in my house. My world turned upside down. My wife took care of him. He can get up and sit down, but my wife ended up taking care of him. Now
at least you know you tried, bro. Right. At the end of the day, at least you tried.
And the thing to this, he got 3 other children. Well, 4 others. One don't want nothing to do with him because he treated her the same way he treat me. He didn't want to acknowledge that you my daddy. So the daughter, the second oldest, she lives in Virginia. She wouldn't take him. The son living in Atlanta, he wouldn't take him. So I said, okay, this is a chance for me and you to connect before you leave this earth. He moved in my house. We never connected still, but my wife took care of him just as good as she took care of my mother. And my sister, his daughter, she wanted to try to run things, but you can't run things in my house and he living in my house.
Right.
I had to put her in her place a few times.
Like I said, bro, ain't but 2 people innocent in this plane of existence, and that's babies to me.
That's it.
And the time I spent caring for my mother, and like I said earlier, my grandmother being a Southern evangelical, she used to go to these facilities and pray for folk all the time. And that put me in the habit, even in my early teens. And once I got a little older than that too, I would go. I wasn't going doing the praying thing, but I would go volunteer and play games and put on the look. Back then they had the little candy striper things. You could put the vest you could wear, and I'd come to bingo and do stuff like on my own because that was a part of something I enjoyed doing. But I learned something, and it got refreshed for me when I spent that time with my mother in her last days. You look at some of these people, just like you said, everything you did for your father, you tried. Baby, some folk, I put it like this, and this is not to your situation alone, it's for everybody. When you go to some of these homes, some of these facilities, it could be either way, and you don't know until you start talking to people. But if you old and mean as hell, you probably been mean as hell for a long time. And some of the folks you done did wrong over the course of your life, I know their bodies may be frail and they be getting old and ain't as agile or as sharp mentally as they used to be. But sometimes you got to wonder how people treated people earlier on. Because sometimes, not always, but sometimes in this life here we live in, you reap what you sow.
True.
You reap what you sow sometimes, because once a man and twice a child. Yes. And everything we talk about is what is family. But you ain't even got in here yet, bro. What's going on? And some you ain't either. What's up, Journey with Kiki?
I ain't want to jump in, let everybody have their time. It's crazy because I'm coming from 2 standpoints on this. For one, me being young, I grew up always around my granny. And I love that old lady to death. I'm talking about, this is not my grandma, this is my great grandma. And so what my great grandma experienced my younger years with her all the way to high school, and then she passed. We didn't want to put her in no nursery home or do anything to that nature. So we all, had our part. It was time because she lived by herself to I would say close to her 70s. and it was just getting to the point where, you know, she was on the oxygen machine to where they, you know, people had to always keep making sure she was okay. And, you know, it was about that time to go over there and just say, hey, mom, you need to come on back and to, you know, do this and do that. So with that, everybody in the family, we all pitched in. You know, even with my grandma, you know, it was times where it was hard with my grandma because when she started getting older and needed help, you know, going back and forth to hospice, I would go see her, you know, have that time to sit down and talk with her. Like I was telling you, I know where you coming from, because I used to go to the hospice, and you know, when she had getting out of the hospital and needed people to take care of her, no one's at the house. She had 2 kids. My mom passed, and I went and stayed with my grandma when I was young. So I seen that side of, you know, always taking care of family and doing that. Yeah,
my condolences.
Appreciate it, thank you. But you know, over time, I seen the whole family structure and how my great grandma handled things, my grandma handled things, granddaddy, and so forth. So it got to a point where when my grandma was in that situation, I take care of her the best I can. I do what I can do, you know, go the extra mile. My grandma, she did so much for me when I was young, and despite whatever relationship we had, we was family. So it's never I turn my back on none of my family. Like even to this day, the only person I have left out of all the elders in my family is my aunt. And this is my favorite aunt, you know. And I can't even go see her because of the relationship her daughter has, and she's trying to bogart. And this is when I'm coming from the bad side of being the caretaker. That you want to be in control so bad that you neglect everybody from being around the family member that everybody cares about, you know. And this is the bad side of that. You know, we hear the good, but the bad is not being able to go around people you love because you being ostracized by by certain people. You know, my cousin, she to the point. Go ahead.
I don't want to cut you off. I want you to finish your thought, but I'm gonna say this too. To add on to what I was saying earlier and everything, Brother She talking about right now, it's amazing how when folk either get real sick or get real close to leaving this world or gone and leave altogether, it's amazing how all the Indians who ain't really played no significant role in the tribe or in the village want to be the damn chief.
They show up.
They got all the answers. They know exactly what needs to be done and who ought to do it and the way and this and that. But the whole time was nobody else working towards being a chief. And even though most chiefs wear feather head dresses, still heavy is the head that wears the crown. Because everybody want to be a leader, but don't nobody want leadership type shit. They ain't ready to deal with them late nights and them lonely nights and staring them doctors and nurses in their eyes and sitting in ICUs and calling companies and working with claims and benefits and doing all. Just don't know. No. But baby, you can show shine. You can show shine in them other good. I'm sorry, She. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Nah, you good, but it's crazy because you saying that. Now, one thing I can give my cousin, she honestly knows how to take care of my aunt and her diabetes, making with her shot and her insulin, getting her doctor appointment scheduled. She has transportation to where she take her to dialysis. I used to drive for dialysis, so I knew how to talk, you know, deal with patients, work with them, talk with them. I used to go pick them up, everything. So, like, all these things I used to talk. That's why I say I'm so good with older people, because I love talking to older people. I love the knowledge that they bring. You know, and my grandma always say you can learn something from a fool, you can learn something from a baby, you can learn something from anybody. You got to accept the knowledge, you know, whether it's good or bad, and pick through it, cipher through. But, you know, she good on everything. But then the thing of it was, she put herself in a position to be like that. She ostracized her brother from being around his own mom. Her sister, she couldn't do that with her because she was the one to take care of the mom before she got there. So she ended up just putting her on the back burner. And my cousin, she got into a situation where, you know, it's not special need, but some medicine to where she got a hold of some drugs that messed her up. As long as she take her medicine, she conscious. But it's just the whole thing. She came in full rank over her, and it got to a real bad situation to where she tried to bogart everybody from going around my aunt. No, then she cried about she needed help. It's hard work being a caretaker, but everybody who want to help, you don't want them to come in and do it, to benefit their way, because everybody has their way of doing things. Not saying that your way is always the perfect way, but open arms. If I see you doing something and I can show you, hey man, this is how I do it. I know you do this your way, but I do this my way. It still comes to the same results. That's how I'm looking at it. As long as it gets to the same results, the person is being taken care of, that's fine. No. If you don't do it her way, then you got to get off the highway. And that's how she was always clean.
Sheed, you saying a mouthful, but let me interject just a little bit right here.
Go ahead.
My mother, her sister, my aunt is a pain in the neck for the simple reason. My mom said, I'm going to Georgia, and everybody up there, no, she don't need to go to Georgia. She don't need to do that. She don't need to. Everybody saying what she don't need to do. I stopped everybody. I said, oh, hold up 1 minute. I said, I'm going back to Georgia. Who gonna take care of her? I said, who gonna be over here to take care of my mama? Everybody mouth shut up. Ain't nobody want to say nothing. I said, that does it right there. My aunt, and find out when this whole epidemic started, she was with her sister, and my mom, she got out the car, she fell, and the sister gonna say, where she at? Where she at? And find out some other man ran up behind the car and lifting her up off the ground because she didn't know my mama fall on the ground. But she want to be in charge of everything. She want everybody to come to her for everything, but she don't want to take care of her.
It's complicated, bro, and it reached that point where that's an additional it makes everything even more complicated when you're dealing with somebody growing older, especially, or just may no longer possess the capacity and facilities to really self-care the way they once did. But they still got enough sense to know they want to be their own boss, but they can't be their own boss the way they used to be their own boss. And so now you got to wrestle with them, telling them this is what's good. I know this ain't what you want to hear, but this is what we need to do so you can be the best you and get the care you need. So it's like you fighting and tugging and pulling with everybody. And I want to shout out Yolanda Floyd. If I didn't, sister, I hope I didn't miss you earlier. But thank you for being in here and making such good points. Song, what's 146? What's
good morning.
Up,
can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. What's up?
Okay, so I just wanted to reiterate the statement that you made earlier about the medication. It's not giving them Flintstone vitamins. So for this particular couple in the video, my solution would have been to bring in a nurse to at least come and give the vitamins, the medication, because it's not something we played around with at all. There's like so many things that could go wrong if it's not given on time. And if it's given like the wrong dosage, like anything could go wrong, and that person will actually take the job responsibly because they want to keep that employment for the time while the person's alive.
Absolutely. No, that's a great point, sis, and I'm glad you said that, Song, because I saw a couple of comments that we're gonna get to. We're gonna try to get to everything. Look here, when it comes to distributing medication to a client, or to a patient, whether that patient is a loved one or what have you, you a caregiver, but you also a relative. Here's the thing, it's super important. And the other part of it is like bringing in home health or doing this or doing that. There are avenues. I think Good Eats Homestead said something about that. I think Starduster and Gina said something about that. Now, here's the other side to that. It may not be based off of your income. It might be based off of their income. Y'all don't realize how much stuff out here is being cut that people used to have access to and help with that no longer exists. And then on top of that, let's say you in a situation where you need full-time round-the-clock healthcare. If your family is not in a position to really afford to help with a nice chunk of that, them folk gonna take everything you got. If you got a 401k, if you got money saved, if you own property, if you got vehicles, you have to surrender those things to the state in lieu of all this care you finna get. So I know there are some stuff out there, but it get way more complicated than that, and it all varies off of state and locale.
Hey, let me back up. Not state. That nursing home gets everything.
That too. That's another thing. It depends on where you at. But yeah,
not the nurse.
Yeah.
Not the
you
state.
Gotta pay them.
Now, I thank God that I worked at a nursing home for 2 years. My junior, senior year of high school. That kind of helped me out with my folks. But the piece right there where you said about the state getting everything. Now, my grandmother, before she went in the nursing home, somebody told my uncles, y'all need to do such and such. Y'all need to take this out of her name. Y'all need to get everything out of her name. Because if you're not, that nursing home, they get everything. Whatever disability she got coming in, everything goes to them. And she'll get 10% care, but they got that 90% is going in back into their business and into their pockets. So
that's something that people really have to think about, and it's a hell of a spot to be in when you got to make that decision as to what's best. If you know, like we don't have children, we lived in an area we didn't have a lot of family around. That I ain't even gonna get into that. But what I am gonna get to, now that we got down the song, I got to get back up through some of these chats. What's up, LP? And I want y'all to stick around if you can, as long as y'all can, so we can finish out this video. Oh, for those who don't know, this is a husband wife that's having a heated debate. He want his grandma to come live with them. The wife feels differently. And the way this brother presenting it, he ain't making a good case for himself at all. But
hey, could I say something real quick?
Go for it, bro. Go for it.
Yeah, to that case, I didn't speak on that. Yeah, that guy, he was dead wrong. You know, I would at least presented this to her as a situation versus me telling her like a demand. I hear so many guys try to talk to women like this because you married to the woman. My wife, I don't know everything. I'm not going to deem myself as the boss of all bosses, you know, because even most bosses and supervisors mess up to a degree.
Yeah.
You don't have everything 100%. I'm not going to come at my wife like she's beneath me. She don't have no control in the relationship. That's why it's called a relationship. I mean, a lot of people don't like this term of the partnership or the business, but that's what it is. It's like when two corporations get together, it's a merger, and they both have to have equal trust in each other and respect for each other to make this work. A lot of people don't like that going into the business, but if you look at it, that's how corporations become real big, and you know, amongst a lot of people, because they know how to work together, they know how to respect each other and have boundaries. This guy, his boundaries was way off. You know, if he would have presented it to her, that would have been something. But just to tell her she got to do it, my grandma always told me, she said, I ain't got to do nothing but stay back and die in this world. That's it. Everything else, I ain't got to do it. But all right.
That's it.
I tell anybody, I got 38 years, and I tell anybody, marriage is 50-50. But if there's a serious problem, I got 100%. It's 100% on me. It's my marriage is always 50-50, but if there's a real problem, I got 100%. And that's it.
Yeah. And whether we like it or not. Now, she coming from the state perspective of marriage, you coming from the love and intimacy and the union side of marriage. At the end of the day, whether we like it or not, see it that way, it may mean different things in the people. But in the time you done filed it through the courthouse or through the state or whatever, it's a joint partnership. It's a joint investment, a joint union between two civilians, and that's just it's crazy like that. Let's finish the video, fam, and then we're gonna talk about it some more on the other side, because I got to get to why I saw Stardust to put something in here, but I'm gonna finish this. And then, matter of fact, before I finish this, She said, don't put, I gotta find it in the chat again. Don't put people, she said, which I totally agree with, but I understand why people have to. And I like the way she worded this. If you can keep from putting a family member into those facilities, try as long as you can.
Yeah.
And that's another thing about these conversations, man. Everybody's circumstance, situations is different. And some people really do hold out and fight as long as they can. And it is truly a last resort in my life and most of the people I know. But sometimes the health gets to a point where that's where people that like he was saying with the oxygen and stuff, some people have to have somebody kind of watching them or looking out for them 24 hours a day. It just comes with it's an element of the human condition, but it should be a last resort. And we're gonna get to that in a minute because it'd be some wild stuff going on out there. But let's finish this video, family. Talk about it some more on the other side. When we get back, we're going to start with Psalm 146. And then, what's up, John 74? How you doing? Yeah, I got to get back to some of these comments, man.
I'm sitting up here crunching on some chips in the background. Don't mind me.
Okay. As long as you chilling, sis, you good.
She's not staying here.
I'm gonna talk to my
like
mom.
I said, she's not staying here. Go ahead and call your grandma. Tell her to go ahead, pack it up.
$7,000.
You ain't coming here. I'm sorry. You want to figure something else out.
And I watch those commercials talking about nursing people malnourished with bed sores and stuff like that. My grandma ain't staying there.
Okay, didn't nobody say you had to get a one-star nursing home? Go find something better. I'm not doing this. What do you want me to do?
I don't know. Hey, all I know is I went down to the one nurse home down there. I'm not taking my grandma to the nurse home. We need to keep her hair. She's better hair. She's more relaxed hair. Just get up in the morning. We give her medicine. Give her her dentures in. Give her her food. That's all you gotta do. She don't make too much. She would tell you when she gotta go to the restroom. It's no big deal. You make it sound like a big deal. You took care of kids.
Do I look like ring a bell and I'm supposed to take your grandmother to the bathroom every time? Supposed to rub her up with lotion? Supposed to give her meds? Supposed to feed her?
But
I'm not doing this. You don't understand how much responsibility that takes. And I'm already stressed out. I'm not doing that. You have to figure something else out. I'm sorry.
I did figure out.
You got to figure something else out.
Hey man, I got this. You got to do some extra work. Are you sitting there?
I'm not doing no extra nothing.
You sitting there watching TV,
and I'm gonna continue to sit here and watch my TV.
You want to do
nothing? And I'm
enjoy
my shows.
All right. Well, we'll figure that out. She's coming here. I'll tell you that right now.
She's not coming here. Oh, yes, and if she comes in here, you're not going to have no wife. I'll tell you that much.
Whoa. Now that shots fired.
Yeah, shots fired.
Really? So now it's going to be about a marriage now.
I'm not, look, you're going to have to, you know what? How about this? You and your grandma can go get a house and live together. How about that?
Man, you sure? Can't believe you had the audacity to tell me that my
He'll be fortunate if he don't throw her stuff out the window and make her leave.
I don't know who gonna throw who stuff, but my goodness, it's that's a lot to ask of a person, in my opinion, and something I can't help but note. And I think I spoke to John, Auntie Ellen up in here. How you doing, Auntie Ellen? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Family, it's hard to, that's a tough call, and that's a lot to ask of a spouse on a moment's notice if y'all hadn't pre-discussed and pre-planned earlier in your marriage or relationship what all you would be willing to do for said family members if and when the time came. You can't plan for 100% of it, but I mean, you just, that's a lot. That's a lot, man. That's a lot. And, J3 was talking about some of this earlier. Like, he asked a lot of his wife and she did it, but everything comes with a price, and the strain and the stress of having these additional people or persons in your house and the care that's got to be given. And old boy was never saying none of the things that she was saying. She actually up here going through what could potentially be a daily routine of, well, do I have to clean her? Do I have to, I got to give her meds. He said that willy-nilly like it wasn't no big deal, baby. That's a big deal. He made it seem like, she just sit down and watch Family Feud all day. Man, no, I know for a fact it's so much more to it than that. But welcome
It's
in
like taking
Outspoken
care.
Libra Krista. Go ahead, bro. And then
I was,
Song.
I was gonna say it's just like taking
LP.
care of a child. A man can say, "Man, it ain't hard taking care of a kid. Change the pamper, feed them. That's it. You ain't gotta do. It's so much going into taking care of a child. You know, when that child is young and crying, you don't know how to make that child stop. That child could be
Right.
wanting something. You know, be irritated about something. You got to be very tentative about a child in taking care of them. And a lot of, you know, to a point, most men don't have that bond like that. When my twins were born, I literally quit from going over the road making so much money to just being local with my kids, because I told my wife, I said, I'm not gonna be able to get this time back, you know, and I know you need the help. You know, it was a lot of stress on her having the twins, and we was already, you know, in a situation where we was going through a lot of stuff, moving from house to house, and then dealing with my kids becoming teenagers. My two oldest were teenagers, so you know that's at that rebelling stage. So we was dealing with that. That was a lot on my wife. So I was like, it'll be better for me to be home. And it's like in those situations, a lot of people, it's easy to say it's not hard because you're not doing it. You know?
Exactly. Exactly. And that's where, I mean, I don't have a problem admitting, I wish more men, more people could. I'm completely comfortable with the fact that my wife is more nurturing than me. And I'm a pretty chill, laid back dude, but she just has a nature about herself that I don't even know if I'm supposed to have it, because I ain't got it the way she do it. You know,
they got that caring attitude better than the husband do, plain and simple.
Period. And I want, hey, Miss April Showers, how you doing? Welcome in, anybody. If I missed y'all, because I had missed Miss Floyd here for a minute. I didn't even see Auntie Ellen at first. I'm kind of doing a couple of different things over here at John 74. I just want to say, man, if y'all coming in and you haven't shared this live out, please share this live out. And while I got the panel up here with me, oh yeah, this Auntie Ellen said something about, and that's what's gonna make what I'm about to get into so much harder. So Auntie Ellen has talked about this. I hope everybody in the community, if y'all don't know Auntie Ellen, I hope y'all get to know her family. Miss April Showers, Stardust, everybody who came in, man, y'all can really put that hashtag BCIAC in the chat. So if folk don't know you, they can connect with you. Auntie Ellen said, I woke up from a coma 8 years. It says 8 years ago, I think. My family took care of me totally. I moved out as soon as I could and get help in my senior handicapped apartment. I get outside help now. That is beautiful and that is amazing. And 8 years as a coma is absolutely amazing. We look, family. To go back to what Stardust said, and I saw Lala, TX Lala had put something in the chat earlier too that I want to talk about. Now, the dude in the video before said, I went up there and I seen them places, and I ain't gonna put my granny in one of them. I understand his heart. I understand where he coming from. But you might want to acknowledge the fact that you need your wife a whole lot more, a whole lot more than what you coming off as, bro. Because this next video that we're going to get into, it's real short. Everything.
Oh my God.
Let me stop right there. So, y'all, this is a story that's starting to gain traction again. What's up, TLC in the garden? How you doing, my sister? Welcome in, welcome in.
I want to throw another piece in there, too.
Go ahead, bro.
It's not about the nursing home. It's not about the nursing home. But even though I give shout out to my wife who done everything, I also want to give a shout out to the hospice. Because when my mother said she wanted to come back to Georgia, I'm saying you're gonna get there, and I'm just trying to think, how in the world I'm gonna get my mother down there?
Right.
Right. Hospice, they help you and they do some of everything for you. But the only problem, they said, we don't go state to state. But they said, we tell you what, if you pay for the gas and the meal for the fellas, we'll come to New York get your mom and bring her back to Georgia. And that was through hospice. She was getting medical care, just like the ambulance and everything. And the thing with that is that touched me even more. Instead of them just bringing them to my house, they took her straight to hospice and make sure she was 100% able to come and stay at my house.
Right.
So hospice is way better than a nursing home. Hospice will actually take care of you in your home and in the hospice care facility.
In many cases, in many states, they will. And this the thing. They'll also they have sky ambulances just like they have ground ambulances. And I went through some similar things with my mom. And you probably know about this. And like you said, used to do transport for dialysis and stuff like that. But this is one of the things that I wish I had been able to stick with the whole social work side of stuff help longer, because you do get to do stuff like that. Funding is limited. It can be real tricky and real helpy, real intense, but there are still good people in this world who really set out to help people. And I work very closely with all my mother's social workers. In fact, 2 people I saw every time I touched down when I was flying back and forth between Seattle and Dallas to be with and check on my mom before we got her back to Seattle. It was a social worker. It was the social workers and primary care physician, as well as the surgeons. So I understand, bro. But, the downside to that is hospice care is truly end of life care. Nursing home.
No. Let's stop. Everybody believe when you get hospice care, you getting ready to close the door.
Tell me something I don't know.
Hospice care is not when you're closing the door. They just see that you need some care, and they're going to come in to take care. There's some people been on hospice care for over 10 years.
Yeah.
Y'all listen to J3 if y'all live in Georgia. For the rest of the world, hospice care is 90% of the time end of life care, or is usually a circumstance where your body is so degraded anyway, I ain't gonna get into that. I ain't gonna. We'll have that debate next Tuesday. But
because that's even like my.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say real quick, like my grandma, she went in the hospice probably 3 times. One time she blew a knee out, and with we had stairs in the house. We had about 7 stairs in the front and 4 stairs inside the house. It was a split level, so she couldn't even wash her own clothes. I had to go over there and wash her clothes while her son was in the house. And sometimes if I couldn't do it, I have my aunt or somebody else to do it, but she literally had somebody in the house staying with her, and they act like they couldn't do anything. So that hospice is stepped into where she can have her clothes washed, and she was in there for probably about a month, about close to 2 months. She's going through a physical therapy there in the hospice facility, and they was working with her, and she was able to get back on her feet. It's like, hey, just like getting out of release from the hospital. It was for that moment where hospice is for a lot of people that can't function at home. That's what that hospice is there for, because you don't have the family members or friends. So, yeah.
Let me ask you something. You in Georgia, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a Georgia thing. I'm looking at what TLC put. You got three big names. Respite care, convalescent care, and hospice care.
Yeah.
Now, based on my training experience, hospice care has a totally different meaning from y'all Georgia folk. So I might have to go into that and do a whole nother live at some point so we can all chop it up again and talk about that, because a lot of things that are geographical terminologies and also colloquialisms that, I'm talking about what you got to put on paperwork and stuff like that. But I know what you mean, and I know what both of y'all gentlemen are saying. But very quickly, Psalm, did you have something you want to say before I get into that?
No, not yet. I'm just waiting to see what goes on in the next video.
Okay. I'm just checking on you, sis. You down there eating chips,
Mhm.
chilling. But like Auntie Ellen said, she was in a coma for 8 years. Like she said, and like my man J3 was talking about, family. I grew up in them, going to help my grandmother pray for people and spend time with people, some of whom she known for the community in my hometown. Because when I first started going to these places, I'm from the deep South. I'm from East Texas, from the segregated South. Many of the places we went, things were still. We talking about the early 80s. These places still existed on the pretenses of segregation. It just is what it is. So she knew a lot of these people. And that put me in a place where I would spend more time, even as a young adult, going to hang out, chill, play bingo, do all that kind of stuff with people on my own. All of these places ain't good places, family. All of these places are not where you would want any of your loved ones to be. Like Stardust said, if you could avoid it, if you could prevent it. Now, this next story is an older story, but it's starting to resurface and come up in conversation again because I think there's some new stuff going on with the ultimate alleged assailant who committed these horrible acts against a client of this hospital. But this is not a new story, but it's starting to gain traction again because of the charges and the this and the that. So anyway, let's get into it. It's a short story, short segment. We're going to talk about it on the other side.
Sarah.
That is just basically the way to describe this. It is absolutely horrifying. That's the way that Hacienda healthcare officials describe this. The family says they are traumatized and they are trying to get through this, but there are still a lot of details that people who have patients that are inside of this facility want to know that have not yet been answered, and they want answered, and they want them now. A stunning revelation at a healthcare facility in Phoenix. The San Carlos Apache tribe said one of its members, a 29-year-old woman living in a vegetative state for more than a decade, was impregnated and had a baby while in the care of Hacienda Healthcare. Legal analyst and attorney Brian Claypool says there is only one explanation for what happened.
If the woman in Phoenix was in a vegetative state and she gave birth to a child,
I had to stop it there because the next word out that man's mouth was something that I don't want to say or have said. It's the R word. But okay, Sheed, you good, bro? You good, fam?
Now
these things happen. These things do happen, and that's aside from ill or mal or mistreatment. They had to do as they should. They elected to do DNA tests on all male staff members who were a part of that place. I ain't gonna say the name of it again, of that particular facility at that time. And it took some time to get, that information back, but also not really. Prosecutors have to prepare their cases and they want to cross all the T's and dot all the I's.
Right.
Where am I going with this, family? If you do find yourself in a position to where you have to place a family member in one of these type facilities, I pray that either you can be an advocate or somebody can be an advocate for that person on a consistent basis. Because when my mom was in hospice, they didn't know when I was going to pop up. They kind of knew my schedule and they saw it, this or that. But baby, I'll pop up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Never disrespectful, never making unneeded or unnecessary demands. But once people really understand that you from a family that got folk who love you, they treat you different.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
This is something. It's I'll say it's a situation. Now, I worked in a nursing home for 2 years, my junior and senior year in Chicago, and there was 3 bosses on this job. There was a Black, a Filipino, and I think she was Hispanic or something. There were 3 bosses, but there was 1 white boss over all them. And when I started working at this job, I never had a problem. Everything was going good. We socialized and everything, this, that, and the other. And we had this I think she was 26 years old. She was paralyzed from the neck down, but she had a husband and she had a boyfriend, and they would come in all the time to see her. And the only reason I socialized with her because she was young. Her mom was working. Everything was working about her brain. And everybody else, they were pretty old in there. So I keep her company just to talk and everything. And I never had a problem. I've been with this young lady. She was on my schedule for over 6 months. Now, once some people found out that boss was my mother, my mother, she said, do not go to work tomorrow. I said, huh? The Filipino lady and my mom, they said, we never heard nothing but good things about you. But once they found out that you were my son, a whole bunch of stuff started coming up. And it was one of the things that came up, and they say, I was having sex with that lady. The only time I see this lady is to give her dinner, and that's it. Yeah. And I talk to her then. That's the only time I see her. Other than that, we sitting at the desk. And my mom said, don't go to work no more. And I really didn't understand it. But after I left there, it was a year later. I was in the military, but I found out why she told me I couldn't work there anymore. Just because of that young lady there, and other people were jealous of the Filipino and my mom. They were just putting out stories about us. Oh, he's staying there. He do this, he do that, and do that. And the thing to it is, because the way I was raised and everything, I was all about my job. I grew up in the church. I was more concerned about taking care of people health-wise. And then now I understand people not working anymore.
Yeah, people find different ways. People find different ways to resist any potential nepotism, whether it's making rumors or demotions or denying job opportunities or whatever. When nepotism is one of the things that has always been and continues to be one of the best job securers on the planet, because I know some folks who really make me wonder if they know what 3 + 3 is or 4 + 4, and they work for some of the biggest companies around here because of that same thing. So it get rough for us to have a hand up. But I'm gonna say about what TLC in the Garden said: family is family. You take care of family and get a team. We could have placed my granddaughter into a home when she was released from the NICU at 1. We brought her home and took care of her. That is
yes.
I got to be honest, for more than one reason, it seems to get harder and harder to do that, because these folk got us strung up. They got just about everybody, especially folk younger than us. It's folk out here working 2 and 3 jobs. Now, I did 3 jobs for a while, and plus was a full-time student, and it doggone almost killed me.
I know the feeling, bro.
And then even if you just got one job, the demands of that job are so overwhelming. It's almost like It's almost like we purposefully don't have time for our family no more, let alone our extended family, like elders and people from the community. And, you know, folk would just work and then get off, and you could kind of see it. I mean, we still have a rush hour, but do we in this world? Depending on where you live, rush hour 24 hours a day, damn near.
Yeah.
Folk going and coming from this job to that job. Some people exhausted with consumption and other people exhausted with survival.
It's true.
I hope y'all see and understand something deeper that I ain't got to say out loud. But damn, when you ain't got time for your family no more on purpose, just so you can afford to have one, what are we doing? What are we doing, family?
So, sometimes it's a must, and just sometimes, I don't know why this word keep coming to me, greed, but it's a must at times. It's a must at times.
It's a must. It's both. I felt that way at one point in my life. But now, man, this folk out here hurting. Yep. I go off for stats on like just from living in the Pacific Northwest. It ain't a whole, you don't see the prominence. My bad, bro. I got you still. You don't see the prominence of homelessness the way you do in Texas, the way you do in Seattle and Oregon and California. Not because it ain't people there that's homeless, but because Texas finna chase you off. I don't give a damn you in Houston, Dallas, all the benches and stuff like that. And I have a deep compassion for the homeless community, especially homeless veteran.
Yes.
But baby, that Texas will chase your ass off. I done been on Greyhounds before when I was younger, heading out west, and it be you people who obviously they done saved up enough money, they got a ticket, and they out of there. They finna go to somewhere where so it get complicated. Now, some of it is greed, but a whole lot of it in 2023 is trying to make it every day. I mean, I don't know nobody whose cell phone bill under $100 for one line. I don't know too many people who lights ain't $200-300. Water bill, what used to be a $20-30 some dollar a month bill, now it's 87 or 145, and it ain't like you watering grass and cows and chickens all day. Hell, this is just your water bill from flushing and farting. It's rough out here, bro. It's rough out here. And a lot of the young folk got it way harder than how many of us had it when we was coming up as far as opportunities go, if we're gonna keep it a buck. But go ahead, Jay. Go ahead.
My wife, she was catching my attention on something.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, like I say, now, hey, number one, veterans is my thing straight off the bat. I see so many veterans on the street and everything. Hey, it touches my heart. It touches my heart.
Yeah.
The fact of making.
I'm just looking at some of the comments I want to go through. People will use shaving cream to wipe a resident instead of using soap and water. Properly cleaning them leads to skin breakdown. Yeah, and my wife, who spent her whole adult life in different parts of the medical field, said, like you started this, I was trying to buy things for residents with my own money. Okay, so this African Dream here. She said, I was like you, Starduster, would buy things for residents with my own money. Wouldn't even get called in sometimes because I had residents that wanted me on my day off. I could have went. Yeah, it's stuff like that, man. People know when they being treated well or being mistreated.
That's it. Even though the people know that you're treating them well, somebody you're working with getting jealous because of what you're doing. Mm-hmm. And that they hate to see you. They hate to see you take care of people better than themselves.
Yeah. And you know what? And this is something else that Gina said that's super important. And that was a hard reality for myself and to come with. For I was gonna say myself and my wife. Gina versus Gina said you have to know when the best care for your loved one, where the best care for your loved one will come from outside help. Having your loved one with you it's not always the best. Just saying. And another thing that we haven't really like got into real good and discussed too much is I don't want to use the word resentment, but it can be so much on you and so hard on you that sometimes I know she didn't mean no harm. And this is when we kept that home. We had my mom at home for as long as we could. And it would just be like something she needed or something she wanted. And I would be like finally in a space where I think I'm finally finna relax for a little bit. And I would always go check, of course, respectfully and with kindness, but it'd be like, okay, what you need, Mom? And I don't never wanted to be quick or short with her. But, you know, man, if you got one of them shifts where you got to be at work at 5:30, for somebody like me, I'm waking up at 3:45 so I can wake up, get coffee, maybe take a shower, do all this kind of stuff. And it's 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night. I know I'm going to sleep 2-3 hours and I'm still trying to be there for you and make sure you got everything you got. It is so much more difficult than people think.
Yes, it is.
Lala says homelessness has drastically increased in Texas. Lots of tent camps.
Mm-hmm.
Fam, I'm gonna tell you something. Now, this last time I went home, I saw it, but I purposefully, when we fly into DFW, I try to get to the country. I don't even spend too much time in Dallas. I don't spend too much time in none of the big cities. I be trying to be out there in them pine trees. So the last few times I've been home, I very well could have not noticed or missed it. But I'm gonna take TX word. I'm gonna take Lala word because I believe her. Because I think things are way more intense. I don't want to say worse. I think things are way more intense than the average person really want to give acknowledgement to with how things are currently going back in the States. Because if you think about it and start in the world in general, but especially in the States, if you start looking at stuff for how it really is, I remember time, boy, I done seen homeless folk get roughed up for no reason, literally other than being homeless.
That's it.
Obviously homeless. And I done seen them get roughed up real good. So if y'all got anything like how it was in the Pacific Northwest, with just literal tent cities, some of them mile long, shit, man, bruh.
Yeah. And
it's rough out there.
How they say we trying to take care of the veterans and are homeless now. I see on some, I forgot where was that. They had to clean up under the bridge and all that because nothing but homeless was living up under there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where they felt more comfortable because wasn't nobody trying to do nothing for them. Let them take care of themselves, they're fine. But the point to this, I understand people want to take care of themselves, but you got to help these people because at some point they lost reality and they taking the easiest way out. Me living under this bridge in a box.
Yep.
But we got to take care of our people. Plain and simple.
Yeah. It's real. It's real. I want to ask you this, Jay. I want to ask you this, man, because I ain't going to keep y'all long tonight, but I do want to ask this. And I'm going to drop the link again one more time if anybody else want to come up or got something to share or say. I'm going to say my state a part of my position, and then I'm going to pose a question to you and anybody else who want to contribute to the conversation. What is family in 2023? And I say this from a very objective position without trying to point fingers or say this is the one reason why or that's the other number one reason why. I think it's a whole bunch of contributing factors. The fact that we live in a world where so many of us, for the sake of, because we all have a responsibility to meet this success, this excellence, whatever the hell that is, depending on who you are, we oftentimes don't realize how much of that sacrifices our time away from our family and our loved ones. So we may get the tangible things that are associated with a success, but the time spent, like she was in her earlier said he was on the road. On the road, CDL truckers can make some good money, but he went regional so he could be there for his twins.
Right.
I saw my brother make that same kind of sacrifice from his job when his boys started getting a little older and was like, hey man, I need to be around here because you starting to get them wild hairs up on your top lip. And you know what I'm saying? You smell yourself a little bit. I need to be here with you every day. When people put in a position where they can't even do that no more and still maintain rent or mortgage, food, car payments, cell phone bills, internet. I ain't even said a damn thing about having insurance, medical, doctor. I mean, dental, eye care, like optometry, like all of this stuff, right? So I'm gonna ask you, brother, and I'm posing this question to the chat as well. What is family in 2023? I'm gonna start with you, bro. Go ahead.
But you know, I use family two ways. I use fam and I use family. I started with family. Okay. When my kids were born, like I said, I got to give my wife props again. My wife didn't start working until all my kids were in middle school.
Mm-hmm.
She took care of them kids constantly. I was in the military. I was always gone. It was basically her and the kids.
Right.
But she know that I loved them and I took care of them and I provided for them like I'm supposed to. But then you also got that other aspect of family, aunts, uncles, stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
It don't growing up and everything, y'all tight and everything, but when you become adults, you start to separate.
Yeah.
And, okay, we family, but we're not close family.
Right.
And
right.
Everybody want to think for themselves instead of thinking the way you were raised, where you were raised to think everybody is family and do everything as a family. Now that you've grown and rusty, you don't want to do that family thing anymore. So that's how the families kind of be breaking up. But now that's a little bit I'm doing a family. But then that fam thing.
Mm-hmm.
The best way for me to tell you fam is now, like all these people on this tube that we talk to and everything, a few I've actually met in real life.
Yeah.
But because we have so much communication and intertwinement on this YouTube, we become fam. We're not blood related, but related because we have the same mindset as a family should have.
Right.
So me personally, I don't feel bad calling you fam because you're now my family.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
You can't do the things that family do, but because of the mindset that we have and the intermingling that we have so much on this stuff, we become family. And then, hey, I'm gonna tell you, when you meet these people in person, oh man. Only thing I can say is the Soul Family event we had, man, all these people that just walk, I know you. We only knew each other from the computer, but when we met in person,
whole different thing.
That shot it out the box.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna welcome up Stardust. What's up, sis? How you doing?
Hey,
welcome
sis.
In.
What's up, y'all? I'm just a cheese and listening to him tell that story. I am, because it's a beautiful thing, like for real. And I'm mad I ain't made one yet, but I'm gonna be in one of these eventually.
Yeah. Oh, I got something to add. I got something to add too. After this, about things related to that. But I was gonna say this real quick. I think that because I don't, Jay, you know, me and you, we done been on lives together. We done talked and stuff. Hell, when you went in the Army, I want to say I was, that was 78 you went in? I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Go ahead and say it.
They were still playing Teddy P on the radio and stuff, and maybe, you know what I'm saying, they had them Marvin Hagler churches cups, them cups from churches with Marvin Hagler and Sugar Ray Leonard on them and shit. You probably 3 years in then, but
Okay, Big Rooster.
no, I'm just saying, you know, it's all love. But I'm just saying, the world is so different.
Yes.
That I think we have to give what I try to do without placing fault completely, because is there some fault? Of course, on all sides of the equation. But there's also the fact that these kids, and myself included, and other people, live in such a drastically different world. Now, I'm not going to say I don't think the family is being dismantled and reshaped and all of that deliberately. I ain't going to say that either. But like TLC said, we get to choose and pick our family. I had the same best friends for until the first one passed. We would have hit 26 years of being best friends. Closer to all of them than damn near anybody in my family, like biologically. So it get deep. It get deep. But Starduster, what say you, sis? How you doing? Welcome in and thank you for being here.
Peace, love, and light to y'all. And thank you to you guys for always being supportive of each other and me as well. And I definitely have something to say, because y'all know I talk about the stuff on my channel. I just want to say this, like, family has been something that I've been looking for and have not really actually found. I'm very vulnerable. I lay myself out on the line in front of everybody. I don't, like, look for people to, what's the word? Baby me or anything, but I am looking for genuineness, right? I just want people to be who they are. But I have to say this, there's been times since I've been on here doing what I'm doing where our own women be our biggest haters instead of us advocating and supporting each other.
True.
For whatever reason, I've always had issues with women not caring for me. I don't know if it's just my natural bubbly self. I don't know. But, it's even come back to me on you. Like, come on, y'all. We just got to start doing better, period. Especially us women of color. We don't have to always like each other or agree with each other. But can we at least just, if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing. Or if you do have something to say to the person, address it to that person. If you feel like it's something that you can benefit that lady with, bring it to her attention. Like I brought it up on here before, people commenting on what I wear in the garden. I'm in Florida, where it be hot as hell. So I'm not wearing what I'm wearing in my garden to appease somebody else. I can't help the way that the Most High made me. So best believe I'm not out here trying to have, stuff being disrespectful to other people, but I'm going to be comfortable as I'm working in my garden. I would like to be able to say, oh, this sister offered me some wisdom, you know what I'm saying? Some words of encouragement, this and that, instead of going behind me talking about me to other people on YouTube. And it'd be our elders. It'd be our elders. Don't all the times be our elders, but we all could learn until the day we pass on. It's going to be something else for us to grasp knowledge of. And a lot of the younger, I'm 50. I'm not that young. I'm 50. I'm a grandmother. I'm out here in the heat. I'm going to put on what I want to wear in my garden. It's not to make anybody be offensive, but that is the type of family we don't need. I
don't disagree.
For us women. Thank you, April.
I put it this way.
I would love us women to be more supportive and more positive with each other in our community. Not to exclude anybody else, but it's really something that us women of color need to work on. It's a self-hate thing that we've been carrying on for years.
Yes. I put it this way, sis. I tell anybody plain and simple, be yourself no matter what. Now, I'm coming to you from somebody that used to wear suits constantly, and my vocabulary was them big words. until I finally realized everybody don't know big words. That's why I tell everybody, you got to be yourself. You want somebody to like you. You want somebody. No, it ain't about you liking me. It ain't about you liking me.
Yeah, you don't have to like me. Just give
that's
respect.
it.
What are we teaching our children when we do that?
That's it.
We're not teaching our children how to value themselves or each other.
That's it. If you always want to teach, if you always want somebody to like you, then there's a problem. I tell everybody, be yourself. You like that person for themselves.
Well, there was a time when I was like that, J3, because of my upbringing. You know what I mean? All of us don't know what each person went through coming up. Like I have a large family, but I'm not close with them. My father was the oldest of 9, and he wasn't, really involved with them when we were coming up.
Right. I understand.
So I don't know my aunts, my uncles, my cousins, stuff like that. Plus, they live out on the West Coast or on the East Coast or in the middle of the map. I got a lot of folks in Mississippi and stuff like that. But I'm just now at 49, 50 starting to connect with these people. So, it's like, hey, cuz, but I don't really know them like that. The people who I consider family are those who I interact with.
Yes.
Those who I talk to quite often. I don't have to talk to you all the time either. You know what I mean? If it's someone who I can help or benefit, or someone who feels they want to help or benefit me, then I'm going to look at them as family until you do me wrong.
Yes.
I'm going to give anybody the benefit of the doubt, because everybody deserves the opportunity to make mistakes and grow from them.
For sure.
But you're not going to get the chance to repeatedly, beat me up. So, like, I just want a lot of us to really pay attention to because this, what you said, family, like I was saying earlier in the chat, my stepmom, right, refused to put my daddy in a facility. She refused to. I mean, they ain't have to because they had money. You shouldn't have to put them in no daggone facility. You can afford to go whoever you need to come in here and take care of them. Yes. But at the same time, I still was taking care of my father. I didn't give a damn what you say, who gonna do what. I'm gonna be in the mix to make sure my
right. And that's another part of the conversation. What's up, Miss Janita and Nikki, the everyday life of an OCD shit. And that's another part of it. I absolute last resort because it was in my life, but I think many people are in a place where they have to make decisions based off what they can afford, and it's a hard call. It's a tough pill to swallow, but again, it's so many different contributing factors. Because let's look at this for instance. So the overall, if you look at the family size over the past 50 years, completely shrunk. It was very common to have 6, 7 kids.
Like I said, my daddy was the oldest of 9.
Yeah, if you got 6, 7 kids, the chances of maybe one of them, 2 of them being in a position where they can be that stick around, stay around caregiver, share shifts, that was way more likely. For 1, people having less kids. For 2, people working more. 1 person who, for most of American history, early American history, well, I ain't gonna say early. I'm gonna say within the 20th century, around the 1960s, 50s, more and more women began working outside of the home, even pre the whole, women's movement and all of that. So all of these things are contributing factors into the breakdown. It's almost like we in this weird place where there's a desire and a longing and a nostalgia for what once was, but the reality is not only is everything moving, it's already moved in a completely different circumstance and set of situations. We ain't got no kids. We don't have no kids. We don't know who or how or what way and all of that. And then the thing with stacking the money, and I hope we have this conversation and people walk away from it thinking, because money don't hurt. Money don't hurt, but money don't guarantee that you're gonna be in a position to be treated well just because you can afford this particular place or that particular place. building a community of people, like TLC said earlier, finding some people and building with people who actually give a damn about you and maybe love you is way more important than being able to afford somewhere that the first time you miss a payment or something go wrong, you out on the streets. So it's a lot to think about, family. But yeah, what y'all think?
I mean, I agree with April and with G Quad's comment, because I don't want it to be misconstrued. I'm not saying that you care about what other people think of you. You better live your life for you.
That's it.
I'm just saying, when you start getting into certain type of conversations with people, you become, a familiar person to those conversations with people. You do start to develop certain things. You start to have maybe, expectations out of people.
Right.
And sometimes those people might not live up to your expectations. It's okay, but just make sure you be discerned. Just be discerned. That's all. And definitely live for you. But that's like, I don't call this a community anymore.
No, it's family.
Yeah, it's certain folks that I consider family, and if I don't, oh well.
You usually say community when you're speaking to somebody that's actually coming in, or somebody that don't know you, the family. Then you say community, but otherwise it's like family.
That stuff go all the way back to that brother. I'm calling him a brother. That one that really, in my opinion, brought a lot of negative energy to a lot of us in here with the stuff that he was bringing. And he was like, "Oh, the community," and I'm like, "Yeah, no." I appreciate you just said, J3. It ain't bro. You gonna show by community. You either family or you're not. It is what it is.
That's it.
Right. Yeah.
And when you deal with family, don't expect everything to be great all the time. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well,
ain't always
one thing I can say about this family, you may know, you may not know. Like, somebody got on this one sister. It didn't make no sense, but they got on her. But there were so many people that came to her rescue. We may not have been there face to face, but we were there on this tube right here. And no, you don't do it like that. You don't just come on here trying to get somebody like that. No, it don't work like that. You need to leave. If you can't fall in line, you need to leave.
But I mean, you can't even always expect everybody to fall in line, and you can't expect everybody to leave. What we have to do is be in control of self.
True.
Because there are going to be people, like, let's say that we were restarting all over, right? And we're trying to build a new village. You know what I'm saying? We got to come together and find wood and put our structures and stuff together. Everybody ain't gonna know how to build everybody ain't gonna know how to build a building. And you can't expect everybody to have the same skill. So it's okay. You just got to realize, like, all right, that's not my cup of tea. And then just respectfully remove yourself.
That's it.
From that.
Yeah, that's it.
That's all I'm saying. Like, you don't have to agree with the person or like the person. Just be respectful, period. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, when you showing respect to other people, you really showing respect to yourself.
Yes.
Facts. And it's just that simple for me. And I'll take what Nikki said, and TLC said something similar. She said, to me, family is who you choose to call family to be in your life. That go for virtual online family. That go for flesh and blood family. That go for DNA, all that.
And Nikki's last comment too, Jay. Nikki's very last comment. What? Family are those who are there to help. Wait a minute, sorry, y'all.
And not hurt.
That part.
Yeah.
Love and not hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. It's that simple. And I got a whole bunch of I quit effing with you in my heart, my soul, and my spirit. I ain't got no problem letting nobody go once you cross a certain boundary. Now, my boundary is a big boundary, because it ain't just like, bam, a thin line and you over here and then you over here. No, I got a grace period. I got a big old grace period. Because I'm going to watch it. Okay, maybe I misunderstood. Maybe you misunderstood, yada, yada. But family, at the end of the day, I reserve the right to leave you alone. I reserve the right to quit messing with you. I don't give a damn whatever, however, whatever, how you feel, period. It just is what it is. And we can both go on. It ain't no ill will, no hard feelings, no nothing. I wish you the best, as a matter of fact. Because because I ain't trying to put no bad juju up on myself. So I wish you the best. May you have a safe, happy, wonderful, prosperous life. I just won't be a part of it. I'll see you. So with that being said, I think right now we kind of not redefining, but if y'all think that this whole, we some of the first generations to get to experience this, there are people in their 20s now who damn near all their friends online. And I remember a part of my life when I thought that that was just the oddest, most craziest thing in the world. But maybe if just like Jaden had an opportunity, some of the other people who have been to some of these events, you get to see your online people in person. Baby, family is turning into something else, something deeper, something more. So, man, it's 2023. Think about 2043. And then think about 2050.
Come on.
This is what it is. We are where we are. There is no turning back the hands of time in that regard. It's a what that song say? A whole new world. It's a whole new world, baby.
Okay.
Get in and get out of it.
A new exciting point of view. Okay.
Yeah.
A new exciting point of view. Yeah.
Look,
so
April
now I gotta see the next part.
Going in about that long handle spoon. That part, boo boo.
Yeah. Hey,
hold on, what y'all?
No matter what, you got to keep that long-handed spoon. No matter what.
Let me tell y'all something. I'm the type of person. You can get over on me so many times, right? If your ass is on fire, I'm not spitting on you. You're gonna burn.
No pissing on you.
Yeah.
It is. Hey. You got that on yourself, buddy.
Yep.
You know, but if I can help you, I'm gonna help you. But if I see you and I see you go around you I'm not helping you. I'm not gonna be nasty to you, but I don't see you.
Yes.
Nothing wrong with that. You got. I think with this, because if we live long enough, most of us go from child to adult and certain aspects of our life back to a child, whether we like it or not.
Yep.
Our physical body, our mental capabilities. That don't mean we can't be old and sharp. That don't mean we can't be an elder and still be quick as sharp as a tack up here.
Which one of y'all coming over here? Which one of y'all getting my mama? Come on, which one of y'all? Put your hands up.
You need to rephrase that whole statement.
One of y'all need to come. Just give me a break. I need about 4 days. 4 days. No, because y'all know my mama's still working and everything, Jay. Like she's still working, y'all.
Yeah.
With that mouth too. Oh, Lord.
Yeah. You know, I think in time people eventually will start doing that and being that for each other.
Yeah.
People that they have met and corresponded with, it's coming. It's coming because again, I think baby put something in the chat real important earlier. It was so long ago, I ain't gonna try to find it. But you can have kids, all the kids you want. But like I said earlier, everybody in here in this chat and everybody on this panel who got children, you know exactly what to expect from exactly which child. And some of y'all know already, you already know. They might surprise you, but you know which one of them gonna be there for your ass when you old, and you know which one of them ain't. You know which one of them might try, and which one of them might do a less than stellar job at it. But they might be in the right place.
That
like
part.
This is something that people got to start thinking about, baby, because the fastest thing that come up on my ass as a grown man is yesterday.
Yep. Absolutely, money. Because it'd be a lot of judging everybody else instead of really just taking inventory of what makes you the better person. What can you do in order to be, a contribution to this world?
That's it.
Because you're not gonna be here for long. You're not gonna be here for long. What you gonna do to make a positive impact?
Right, like from what Jay said, the one you least like, take care, whatever. That's the one that end up taking care of you.
Come on.
Might shock you. Might shock you. Yeah.
I wasn't even allowed to take a picture with my daddy and my aunts and uncles the week that he was his last week of living. I won't even, and I don't have a picture with my aunts and uncles and them like that. You know what I'm saying? This would have been the only picture I ever had. I wasn't allowed to do it because there was an incident where a few weeks before when I was down there, I was watching my daddy and my stepmama had some stuff to do, and I took him to the bathroom. He asked me to take him to the bathroom, take him to the bathroom. I'm wiping him. He had a little breakdown back there. I took a picture of it so I could show it to my stepmama while she was gone. When she got back home, I got accused of, and this is, mind you, in front of Joe Clark's family. Joe Clark from the movie Lean on Me, the principal. He was friends with my daddy, him and his wife. The lady who played the secretary in the movie wound up being his wife in real life. And they were there because she had just passed. My stepmama is the one who found her dead in her house because they were close too. So she had just passed. So
Morgan Freeman?
Yeah, not Morgan Freeman, the actual person that Morgan Freeman played.
Oh, the real Joe Clark. Got you. Joe Clark.
Real Joe Clark.
Real Joe Clark.
So his family was there at the house. You know, I let them in. She come back home. I pulled her into the back, the shortest, because I was going to go home and come back to where I'm at 2 hours away. And she went off on me. Like, you know, you took a picture of your father's butt. You're trying to make him, are you trying to, what's the word she was trying to
humiliate him?
You know, make him less than, or I'm like, no, I was just trying to do so that degrade, so that you could be aware. Like, you couldn't tell what part of his body it was. You know what I mean? Because I took a close up of it. I would never do that to my father, but I wasn't able. Just things like that, y'all. My own damn family, my aunts, and it was like, no, never mind. Don't take the picture because she don't want you to take the picture. Bitch, this y'all brother. I'm y'all blood. It didn't matter. So I never got the picture. And guess what? To this day, I'm not mad I didn't get the picture because I don't want a picture with people like that.
Hey, I agree. I know. Trust me, Stardust. I know how you feel.
Yeah, I was the one down. As soon as I got in the door, my uncle was like, "Can you change your father? Can you get him up and get him dressed? Hey, how you doing?" Hi.
Listen, Stardust. I know how you feel. My mother. I thought my mother was my big sister. My grandmother raised me. I thought my mother was my big sister.
Yeah, we've done a lot of that in our family.
And her sisters, two of them. I don't even call them aunt. When I talk to them, I usually use their surname. Because now I grew up with you as my brothers and sisters. I so-called ran away from home and ran to your house. When you used to sell dinners, I was the one that delivering and getting orders.
Come on, that used to be my hustle.
And now it seemed like I was 50 years old, and you want me to call you auntie? I'm gonna call you auntie when you've been my sister all my life.
Yeah, that same uncle, he gonna hit me up after my daddy's funeral. After everybody done went back to where they go, he live in California. He gonna call me. I ain't heard from him since though. He gonna call me one time. And he gonna say, make sure you don't, be careful with the money that your daddy left you. Don't let nobody take advantage of you. You mean like you? Because you the one who was like, hey, can you get him dressed? As soon as I came in the door, you didn't say, hey, niece, how you doing? Give me a hug. No, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, thanks, uncle. I ain't heard from him since.
That's because you didn't tell him what his cut was.
Look, that part.
Because you didn't tell him.
The reversion.
Greed is a bad thing.
That's why I'm telling y'all. That's why I was putting in the comments about the trust. I know from experience, right? My father had a living trust. There is a difference between a living trust. There is a difference between a living will. A trust the courts cannot fuck with. There's no court, no probate, no nothing. I'm gonna tell y'all how the families like the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds and stuff survived the first Great Depression back in the 20s. They had those trusts and they had those whole insurance policies. If you can afford, and they're not cheap, but if you can afford to get you at least a $500,000 whole life insurance policy, you can borrow against that policy, y'all. That's enough for you to go buy a house if you need to. Okay, you don't have to borrow the whole $500,000, but if you needed to take half of that, $250,000, that's a home, that's property, that's your repairs, that's your health, that's everything, and then you're not getting charged a bunch of fees to pay back against your own money. So please, y'all, please look into the trust as opposed to the wills. This is how the rich have remained rich while everybody else is sitting on stupid.
Yeah.
That is a good point, and that's something real good to cover, real good to look into. And I think one of the things that I thought I had my
I see
camera
y'all
back
sis in the comments.
That's one of the things that I think discourage us because
we don't want them big payments.
Well, no, not even that. It ain't even about the payments for me. It ain't one point in human history, well, not human history, in U.S. history, where especially when it come to money and land and property, and I'm not saying don't do it. I'm not saying don't do it because we all need to put all our eggs in as many baskets as possible and try to win where we can. But them folk, whoever them folk is, got a way of conning and hustling and tricking us out of shit. They always have, and I don't think they ever won't. Because when I look at I'm glad to see it being more popular in the last 5 or 6 years, but Rosewood ain't nothing new to me.
Not at all.
Tulsa, Oklahoma, the Greenwood district. Nothing new. This stuff I've been knowing about since my early 20s, way before the internet, what it is now. People, do you understand that? And that's why I think genetic inside of us, so many of us, because those are just two examples of hundreds of post-Civil War during Reconstruction era cities that existed. Those are just the prominent two that get talked about the most because Hollywood decided to make movies about them. But when don't nobody know about Slocum, Texas. Do you understand that people had? I'm talking about for their time of existence. Slocum ain't even an hour from where I was born. It ain't even an hour from where I was born. When you done built up something, and then not only can people come kill you, but take it from you, take everything in your house that ain't burnt to the ground. Banks won't give you back your money because the titles are, luckily, like Gina was making a point, she said her mother passed away in 2008, but since then, even more things are digital now, so it's stored in a cloud, or you have more power to prove that you have ownership in this or that. Up until recently, which I think that's why technology is under attack in a lot of ways. Look here, y'all. These folks come take everything you got, use it, spend it, live it in front of you, and leave you destitute. So I'm not saying don't do it, because we need this information about the differences between living trust, living wills. Life insurance ain't death insurance. It's life insurance for the same reasons that Stardust just mentioned. It's for you to actually draw cash benefit while you're alive, while you're living. That's why it's life insurance. So I get that, but I'm just I look at everything from 2 points of view, and I understand why more people are. I wish Sheed was still up here because he a big insurance guy. He talk about that a lot. But family, we got to start somewhere. We got to do something. We got to do what Stardust is talking about. We got to put the hospital bed in the living room if we can. We got to try and make stuff family if we can. But at the end of the day, families are broken for the most part. They broken.
Can I just
go ahead? Go ahead, bro. Yeah.
I'm not gonna say a race thing, but the Hispanics, you got 3 and 4 generations living in one house.
The same house.
In the same house, and they go out and work. Oh, Papa get a new truck. Okay, then the older son get a truck. But the point is, they keep working until everybody can get what they want. If you pay $900 a month, you got $800 going to mama. Mama keep all the money. You get enough money for you to eat, get to work, and survive, but the rest of that money go to mama. And then at a certain point, okay, what do we need? We need another vehicle. They will actually pay that vehicle off, and then they'll start working for the next person to get a vehicle.
Prioritizing.
That's it. When it comes to the food, when it comes to the food, they buy the food, and it ain't no, I don't eat this, I don't like that. What mama cook is what everybody eat.
Yep. Ain't no wasting no food.
Ain't no DoorDash. Ain't going to the Subway or nothing else. Whatever mama cook, that's what everybody eat.
Me personally, I can't fathom paying somebody else to go pick up my food. I don't know what the hell they doing with my shit in the meantime.
But as you say, how the family has broke down.
Yeah.
And we used to be like that, y'all. Black. Okay, I don't know. I think I mentioned this on here before. The town that my ancestors, one of the towns my ancestors started over in New Mexico was called Blackdom. Blackdom, New Mexico. Yeah, it was started in the early 1900s, and they claim that it went down because of drought. But it's right next to Roswell, so now it's a part of Roswell. Yeah. But I wonder about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, is that story that they telling what really happened? You know, I can't tell. I don't know. It is what it is. But
man,
I want to be in contact with my people, at least get my history.
Yeah, we piece together history as best we can, because most of history is his story. And you go back, hell, even 200 years, you ask me, you will never know the entirety of, like, so much history has been lost. Everything, again, from the Library of Alexandria to one of the biggest libraries on the continent of Africa, down in South Africa, burnt recently. All, like, thousands of years of history. The local museum here, I love Ethiopian history, and I love theology and scholarship on those regards. I done went and looked at 1,000-year-old Bibles, 3,700-year-old Ethiopian Bibles and stuff. So I don't even know how much longer they gonna be here. But I said that to say this: when and I think that's what makes it so difficult, is the nostalgia part of it, because everybody up here old enough to remember what it was like. But
come on, Nikki,
where are we now, and where are we going? Because I asked this to what my man said, and I was thinking when you were saying that, bro, I'm from East Texas. I was surrounded by SAs. It was like on my side of town, half the school was black, half the school was Mexican. Period. With a handful of white folk. What black people, what folk who do you know look like us right now? And I'm being real. This is a real question. Just think to yourself. You ain't even got to answer out loud. How many people you know in this day and age finna live with 2 or 3 families? How many black folk you know finna have 2 or 3 families in the house with that kind of? It's so many reasons behind it. I won't get into those tonight, but that's just a question to think about, because I know I've seen it done. I know it can be done.
I've been trying with mine. I've been trying with mine. Like, true, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, y'all, we could get. That's what I was telling y'all last time I was on here, how my daddy had them 10 acres and my stepmama had them sell them. Like, true, could y'all imagine if we still had them 10 acres? Yes. Each person, you could have maybe like 6 homes and still have 4 acres just for the family to use to cultivate, have a workshop on, do lessons, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Mechanical work, whatever, and still have room for your livestock. You know what I'm saying? But like, we don't think like that. Oh, I want my own. Y'all know how us black folks are. We want them big old houses that they keep touring in Atlanta, you know, with the garden tub and the separate shower, you know what I mean? And all the shelves in your big, huge master bathroom. Closet. And, you know, ain't nothing wrong with that stuff either. But go get those things. But are you growing some food on that property? Are you doing something to be self-sustained?
That's it. But when they get it all, they're still not happy. They're still not happy.
The rich like that now. Ain't none of them happy.
That's it.
Ain't none of them happy. Slaves for trinkets.
A bigger part of I agree. I agree 100%. But another bigger part of it is don't know how can I put this, make it make sense. These folk, and I understand, and I would listen to you, sis, and I heard you say ain't nothing wrong with that either. Because to each their own. I don't get in grown folk business. I can't make no other grown man or woman do a damn thing unless I forcibly do that, which I'm not willing to do, baby, because I don't care enough and or have the energy.
Waste the energy.
But I'm gonna say this: it ain't bad enough yet. All the stuff that we sit on these lives and we talk about and we ponder over and we put out information, we may share interpersonal stories. We may talk about some of the things we've been through so it could potentially help somebody. Baby, it ain't bad enough yet.
Yeah, they don't know. They haven't. I mean, have you seen that video of New York, of Chicago, where that girl was in there sad and crying because she's like, look at what they're doing to her. I can't go get no money, no food for my kids. Did y'all see that video a couple months ago?
I saw that. Yeah.
But that's still it still ain't getting people to move. Like, we still literally looking for answers from, I'm gonna vote this side and I'm gonna vote that side, when they both the same damn sides. If we really want power, we gotta divest. We gotta stop participating in their bullshit.
Go ahead.
Me too, Nikki.
It kind of go back to what you said a few talks ago, and also got to do with, you said, the history. All the history of the melanated is destroyed. The museums, the paperwork, all this is destroyed. But then the history that we all get to see is the lies. And that history is always there in front of us. And in that history is also kind of destroy us, that we can't have 5 and 6 families staying in the same house.
Mm-hmm. Well, like Nikki just said in the chat. I mean, you know, because it does get to that point, you know, but that's what I'm like, if we would just think as family, right? Instead of us all thinking like, oh, well, let's go buy the same house. Because at one point in time I was looking for like a big 6-7 bedroom house with like 2 family rooms. You know what I'm saying? So some people, the guys can have their area, the girls can have their area, but then we still have places to come eat and still be able to have enough land to cultivate. But they ain't trying to do that, and I ain't mad. But if we would think as families, like, well, okay, let's pull our resources together and then just go buy us a nice large plot of land. I can use this part over here. You ain't on top of me. And like, that's the thing. Like, if we were able to have our hands on and that's just 10 acres. Can you imagine if we had 20 or 200 acres, y'all? But like, just them 10 acres, if 6 houses was built on them 10 acres, ain't nobody on top of each other. You still got nothing but privacy to yourself. Even if it was 10 houses on the 10 acres, right? You still ain't on top of each other. You still got your time and your space for yourself. But we don't want to work together. That's really what it boils down to, y'all.
That's the hardest part.
Are dealing with conditioning that has us at the point where I can do this on my own. Even us women be like, I don't need no man. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, we need each other. It's not one over the other. You know what I'm saying? Right, it's about balance. It's about balance. And we lacking a lot of balance. Our children are lacking balance. Our sisters are lacking balance. Our brothers are lacking balance. Our families are lacking balance. Our elderlies are lacking the balance that they deserve, the respect. Now, don't get it twisted. I do think that some of our elders have led us astray. However, that does not mean that they don't deserve the respect for bringing us into this world.
Right.
Period.
Right. It's a both and. It's a both and versus an either or when it comes to the elder situation and all the other names that you, all the other examples that you gave, because I think hell, when the blind leading the blind, then you gonna get led wherever you get led. And for some people, and this is something that's so important, and I'm gonna get back to that land point that you're talking about in a minute. I just need everybody to not act like this is so long ago, because you can sit back and think about high school and be like, oh damn, that was in the 90s, or oh, that may have been in the 70s for me, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes was doing shows and all of this stuff, and that was a long time ago, true enough. But that was also the time that folk who look like us actually just got the right to vote. 1865 and 1875 is a century. There was 100 years of Jim Crow. How in the hell are black people not only supposed to not be traumatized, but have it all figured out and put together by now? It's impossible. And I'm saying it still ain't bad enough. And you use the key word conditioning. Conditioning is real. It impacts our to the degree that it impacts us is up to us. But I'm gonna tell you, some folk who do it right, it's country folk all over Texas and right there in East Texas. I'm talking about black folk who do just that. Land. They got land. They'll put a trailer over here about a mile down. They'll put another trailer about a mile. I ain't talking about no big, pretty 3-story, 4-story brick homes. I'm talking about some of the nicest double wides or triple wides you'd have never seen. And they growing food. They minding their business. They doing all of this stuff.
Yes.
I'm gonna
My
keep
family
saying
in Mississippi
this.
doing that too, Jay. I didn't realize I got family in Mississippi doing it like that because I'm looking into some property there.
That's what's up. I'm gonna keep saying this. You can't. For one, the expectation is too high with all the stuff we've been through and got going on. You have to expect better and expect more. But at the same time, this is a wound that ain't even closed yet, so it damn sure ain't start healing. Secondly, when y'all,
I'm sorry.
it ain't
Me and my
bad.
damn Aquarius brain interrupting.
I couldn't hear you. What you say?
Me and my Aquarius mouth interrupting people.
No, you good. You good. You good. When no, don't blame it on Aquarius. Hell, that's just you. That's just progress. That's the other part of it. Man, look here. It ain't bad enough yet. It ain't bad enough yet. You got people from all different ethnicities, all different backgrounds who will pick, and no fault. I want grown folk to do whatever grown folk want to do. Everything from surgeries to change sexuality, which is they right. Everything from surgeries to make body enhancements, everything from surgeries to buy some shit to drive that they really can't afford when a Civic would do it or an old ass pickup truck would do it. Like, it ain't bad enough yet. As bad as it is, it ain't bad enough yet. When you get the better part of the whole country talking about, yeah, man, we need to, and I see a trend kind of escalating, but it's at that point where it's still fashionable. It's still like a fad kind of. No, this shit deeper than a fad, family. It's deeper than a fad.
Yeah.
But it ain't bad enough yet. When people really wonder where they finna get their next drink of clean water from, shit have changed.
But when it gets bad, it's gonna be too late.
Now listen, I got a family member that live a little further. They down here in Florida too, and they live a little. They trying to get some property, and y'all know, everything is really like astronomical right now. And she's telling me about how she found like a quarter acre for almost $100,000. That's like, no, sis.
No,
please don't do that. But you know what though? You can only try to give people the advice, and then they feel like they know better. You can only do what you can do, right?
Yeah,
so
that's it.
I really don't want to see my sis end up in a situation she's gonna end in. But you know what? Like, my niece is a doctor, her husband's a doctor. No shade against my sister, none. But her children, her middle child, has achieved more educationally on paper than my children have. So of course, sometimes they know better.
No, just want to be bougie.
Sometimes they know better. So hey, it is what it is. So I'm gonna let people find out on their own. I can only try to help with my experience, and if you listen or you don't.
Yeah.
I know right now, if you're looking for some land, y'all, you can still find acres for less than $20,000.
Less than somebody trying to rip you off.
You can still find acres, y'all, for way less than what she talking about getting a quarter acre for. And the thing is, it's like, depending on where you are, right? So this is county, but it's still close to the city. However, is that city worth you spending that kind of money? Why not just go on outside the city lines a little?
True.
You breaking up a little bit, fam. Okay, she's still there.
Oh.
Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead,
we're
bro.
gonna have to wait for her to come back. But yeah, like I said, I've been talking about greed for the longest. You got a 1/4 acre land and you trying to get $100,000 for it. Let's be serious. You got a 1/4 acre land and you want $100,000 for it. It ain't worth that. Whether you got a beat up house on it or whether you got nothing on it, you want $100,000. You want somebody to pay you $100,000 for a 1/4 acre land. That's right. Greed, and when you get the money, you die. Somebody else get to spend it.
But somebody gonna keep doing it, baby, because it ain't bad enough yet. It ain't bad enough yet. And to what Stardust was saying before she fell off, you educate. I would never shun education. I think education is important, but there's a thin line between education and indoctrination, and being given the whole K through 12 and then the whole 12 through postgraduate can, not always, but can be a whole lot of teaching on things that may not benefit you, but it makes you a more accessible and resourceable part of this whole matrixy life we live in. So with that being said, the older I get, and I've had discomforts with it, but I love the fact of being an old country boy who can navigate my way through them backwoods of East Texas, and also put on a suit and a tie, and maybe find myself in other environments and be equally as respected, even though I probably won't. That's neither here nor there. My greater point is what it means to be educated. Just like we talk about what is family in 2023, what is education in 2023? What does it mean to know how the quality of your soil impacts your crops? What does it mean to know? And I ain't talking about mass production, but I'm talking about 10, 11 goats. I'm talking about maybe 2 cows. How you treat them? How do you care for them? How do you put them in a pasture? How do you watch them and keep them safe? Can you fix that old barbed wire fence? Can you put one up? Huh? I mean, I don't know if Stardust, are you back? Nah, she still ain't back, bro.
Well, like you said, make a lot of sense now, because now my grandson lived with me. My grandson, I've got if I could turn it, I'll show you. There's a whole bunch of trophies and all that stuff over there. He's been on the honor roll ever since he started school.
Yeah.
This week he left to go 4-H camp.
That's what's up.
This boy is extremely smart. He's got 4 other siblings, but he's the smartest of them all. And I contribute that to my wife as well. So before he got off that toilet, he had to say them words that was sitting on the wall. But the point I'm making is I'm kind of in odds in it too, because number one, to be a computer genius and all that, you got to go to college and do all this and everything. But now kids 2 and 3 years old, they work the computer better than me and you both.
Bruh, not only that, I got to give some acknowledgement to this here. Fam, Jay, I'll be in here talking about it. So what was, ain't going to be again. Technology. There are, some of this stuff getting ready to go to court as we speak, because professors mad at students arguing with professors, because you got like little indicators out there. Did you write this paper or did a bot write this paper? Did you do your homework or did a bot do this homework? So with the exception of math class, it almost ain't no way to tell no more, especially when so much of it is actually done online. That whole pen and paper, pen and pencil stuff over with in a lot of ways. So with that being said, I think Vision Preparedness did a live a week or so ago and was talking about something that is up. It's going to the FDA. And I ain't gonna say the name of it, even though we can. Hell, Neuralink, ain't no big deal. A chip, an implant that you can actually tap into the same way we sitting here talking. Could you imagine? Come on, bro. But you and me both. But guess what? 30 years from now? 30 years from now?
Somebody.
A whole bunch of somebodies. A whole bunch of somebodies. So think about that. When like we got all of this stuff. What's up, 755? How you doing, family?
How you doing, sis?
Oh, okay. Stardust to step down. She ain't even in here no more. I don't know what happened, sis, but when you get ready, come on back up.
As we say about the technology and everything, when I started college, which was a few months ago,
y'all use typewriters. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Okay.
Well, actually, I started college back in 2000.
Oh yeah, 14, 15.
7.
Okay.
And the thing to it is, the teacher told us we need to write a book report. She said, write a book report from your head of a book or a movie that you know. I wrote a book report on a movie I saw back in 74. And the only reason I actually looked it up on the computer because it was the main character. I couldn't remember his name. I looked it up just to get his name, and that's it. And I did a book report and everything. And this lady, she took and she just put, she wrote on that blatantly plagiarized. What? I said, you told us to write this thing from our memory. I wrote it from my memory, and it came out just like the movie. I looked on the computer for one name, and that was the main character's name. But everything else came straight from my head, and she gonna tell me straight up, I plagiarized. Yeah, me and that lady had it out. I said, you don't need to be my teacher. You told me to come from my head, and this is a movie I saw in 1974, and you're gonna tell me I'm plagiarized because I put it down the same way I remembered it?
Yeah.
Well, you know that Mandela effect.
Hey,
I gotta be a little ignorant. That's all.
Ain't anything wrong with that. Chill.
Hey, it's some weird stuff. I don't know. The one that got me, but after this, I'm gonna wind it down. Let everybody talk about their channel, get their closing thoughts to everything we discussed tonight. But as far as that Mandela effect go, man. Now some of them got me, some of them had me like, okay, I see people jumping on like with some sideways shit for shits and giggles. But when I actually went and looked, so I guess my kidneys ain't where they was no more,
that
back in the day.
That part.
That's the one that got me. That's the one that got me.
You know what? I'm cisgender, Jay, so.
Girl, hey.
You cisgender, huh?
I'm a chest breeder.
Hey. Bro, that's a whole nother. That you say that for next trio team.
But it all go together.
Say that for next. But I'm gonna go wind it down, man. Ladies first, and then I'll close out, and then we'll slide over to J3. But go ahead, Sil. Everything we done talked about tonight. What's your opinions on once a man, twice a child, and what is family in 2023?
I'm a big believer in, because I'm seeing it, y'all. And I'm trying to also mentally prepare myself for that age and stage of life. Because this is literally ages and stages. When I was in school for psychology, I learned a lot about this stuff. So like you definitely, okay, as a parent, y'all, you really only have like 10 years to mold your child. That you legally have, hold on, no rights. Okay, I'm just lying. So, like, you really don't have any rights, y'all, because when you sign a birth certificate and a social security card, your children become wards of the state. Whether y'all believe me or not, look it up. Don't believe me. I don't know nothing. But you think about these things, you only have so much time that is legally, quote unquote, the time that you have to rear your children. And it really is in the first 10 years. It's in the first 10 years. Then your child, by the time they turn 18, is legal for this, legal for that, so they say, but supposedly not fully developed and mature until they turn 26. But they're able to make certain choices, and there's nothing you can do about it. It comes to the point where it's time for them to learn their own lessons. And if you don't let them learn their own lessons and bump their heads, you're really enabling your children. But that our children have maybe like those first 10 years with us molding them, y'all. And then they've got 70, 60, 70, 80 years of figuring this shit out on their own. You can't get it all done. You know what I mean? In that first little bit of time, just do the best you can, and just remember that as a parent, you're gonna be a parent to the day you go or your child go before you.
That's it.
And do the best you can to instill. What's the words I can think of properly? Ethics, values, love, respect, especially for themselves. Because I said that earlier, y'all. When we lie to other people, we're only lying to ourselves. When we do this and we think we're hurting other people, we're really only hurting ourselves. So the more you do things to benefit yourself as a good overall being, the more you're benefiting everybody else. And you're going to have that time. If you're blessed enough to make it to where you still able to drive. Like, I was somewhere recently and it was this lady, y'all, just cute as she wanted to be with her little pigtails in her hair. She was 90-some years old. She was in her little scooter, but she still was driving. And she drove to the event, got out the car and got in her little scooter. 90-something years old. Do y'all realize how much of a blessing that is?
Yes, it is.
Some of us look at that like, oh, do I want to be here that long? Yeah, I know it's a lot to witness, to be here that long and to see things change that you really can't control, but it's still such a blessing, especially if you're able to be around family and watch the children grow, whether they're your children or not. They're your nieces, your nephews, your little cousins, right? That's still an extension of you. You want to make sure that you got something great for them to be able to be here to enjoy. Just be the best you can, and don't take none for granted. Don't care about what other people think about you, but still talk about things out loud, because if we don't talk about them out loud, we'll never be able to fix it. I love y'all. I love every last one.
You too, sis.
Good, bad, or indifferent. I love y'all. Whether you love me back, I don't care.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Thank you, sister. Thank you. J3.
Okay.
What say you, brother?
As you said, twice a child, once adult. True. And I'll put it this way. Me personally, I trust God and I pray to God, and I tell God all the time, I want to do like my great grandfather. He lived 113 years. And some say he lived even longer than that. And I said, I want to carry on his legacy. I want to be 113 or more and be able to do for myself. Not that I need somebody to wipe me or do this, but I want to be able to wipe myself and feed myself and everything. But It says, train up in a child a way that they should go.
Yes.
It's not just the point of training you to live, but you train your children how to take care of you when you get old. You're taking care of your children. You make sure they eat. All these things develop in their mind. Oh, mama used to do it this way. Daddy used to do it this way. So when you get old, going back to your child stage, your children will have enough love for you to take care of you the way that you should be taken care of. So, as you said, you got 10 years. That's 10 years of training that child how to take care of you when you get old. That's it in a nutshell.
No, that's real, bro. That's real. You know, I appreciate and respect and honor both of y'all contribution to the conversation, being a non-parent, which is another side that I'm glad we get to cover and show. Because I do got some little people out there who love me, and some people who
I was just about to say, you don't have to have birthed a child to be a parent.
That's what I was going to interrupt him too. You and April may not have children, but y'all have children.
Mm-hmm.
What's the little boy that you helped? What's the little boy that you helped in school?
That we helped in school, Mark. That wasn't just me and April.
But I understand what you're saying. It's not just you and April, but the point I'm making is you took it in your heart to make sure that he can make it, even though other people help. You and April took it in your heart to make sure he get that education. So y'all didn't have that child, but y'all take care of that child like he was yours. Right.
And I thank y'all for that, because any child that you love,
both y'all did a good thing.
Thank y'all, family.
Thank you, April and Jay. Much love to y'all. Much respect to y'all, because y'all get it. You don't have to birth a child. It's about who was it earlier? Just said it take a village. Was that TLC? Somebody said it in the chat. I missed it. I apologize.
It was Miss D's Hollywood Garden. Yeah.
It really does, y'all. It don't matter. Like, you don't have to birth it's so many people out here who have had children and don't give a damn about them babies. And women too. It's plenty of women that can go 9 months and carry a child and don't give a damn about that child.
That's it.
Yeah.
And we live in a society where, like I said, your children are not yours legally, whether you believe it or not. Look it up for yourself. Start learning Black's Law Dictionary and legalese, because the shit is real. But it doesn't matter. If they want to come take your child, they can come take your child.
It'd be a little fight though with me though.
Who gonna be the ones that's gonna come get your child when you can't take your child? Sometimes it's people that don't have no children, but they still got love for that child.
That's it. You know, me and my wife only had 2 children. We had a boy and a girl, but we raised 5 of them. We raised 5 children in my house. They had different daddies, but they had one mother. And me and my wife raised all 3 of them kids, and they wasn't ours.
Come on.
Right.
And there was no kind of financial involved. We raised all 3 of them. Hey.
Yeah, my babies too.
That's it.
Yeah. And
Look, 755 Media say I ain't birthing nothing.
Nothing. I saw that. She said, she said she ain't birthing nothing. And you know, that's something else that, you know, like we man, I really do thank y'all and appreciate y'all for being here with us tonight. Not only the 2 people up on the panel, but the 2 people, all the people in the chat, even 755 with her no birth and self, and TLC said my birthing days is over. You know, we spent a lot of our early lives together, just enjoying being married, traveling, doing all of this, and we just reached a point where we were like, you know, we ain't gonna have none, but we'll be the best. We'll be the cool uncle, cool auntie, and we'll do stuff like that. Cause I mean, you know what I'm saying? You get set in your ways, ties in the other stuff we were talking about tonight. And I know it sounds selfish, and it is. If I had grown up in a different community, in a different way or something, I would have been like,
and intentional. That is not selfish. That is
Thank
mindful and
you.
intentional.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, this is my
Hey,
last go
Sandra.
round, and I think some of our hey Miss Sandra, how you doing? Sandra living a full life. You better get in here and enjoy
Yes.
yourself. And Miss Janita said her 6 replenished the earth. See, everybody got a different role in this timeline, in this realm of existence we living in. Everybody got something that they contribute. Everybody got different ways to grow. Everybody got different ways to be, to exist. And you can't tell Miss Janita that we ain't her babies. She said it earlier. Damn it, I'm claiming it. She said it. We her baby. So this is what family is about. Like TLC and so many other people said earlier. Gina versus Gina. Who else said it? Nikki. The everyday life of an OCD is chick. By the way, sis, I see you over there getting your grow on. I ain't see you put that hashtag in. But she over there with them above. I was finna say above ground with them raised beds.
Man,
y'all get over there and check her out, fam. Get over there and check.
She made me a little upset. That she was talking, but I don't know what she was saying. But I heard the kids in the backside playing. They were kids. They was out there playing and everything. I heard all that, but I couldn't hear her while she talking, digging her hand down in the greens and stuff.
Yeah.
Look. Wait. Blue Lotus said she did her 6. She did her part replenished. I know that's
yeah. That's a lot of them. That's a lot of them. You did. You help populate,
right.
baby. What's up? Unique Prepping. What's up, Zach? How you doing, bro? Welcome in.
Salute.
And you know somebody else.
I want to say this to you,
What's up,
Jay.
sis?
You and April. I really want
Go
y'all
ahead.
to understand this, right? Okay, so you guys may not have birthed any children. However, your DNA is in the children whose lives you touch.
Yes.
So you're still unforgettable.
Thank you.
What's the word I'm looking for? Remember, what did I say the other day about myself? I'm not taking away from nobody else. What did I say? I said I was immortal. Yeah, y'all immortal too, because your DNA has been instilled in those children whose lives you touch. So you know what I'm saying? You don't have to necessarily to have participated in the birth. Your DNA is in them. So your memory is what makes you whatever you did to somebody's life to impact them, y'all. That's what makes you immortal.
Yeah.
That's what makes you immortal.
No, that's true. I believe that. I believe in energy as much as I believe in physical matter. And even though I may not it may not be biological, but thank you first off, both of y'all, for saying that to myself and my wife. But to secondly, I know that when this old flesh, these old bones, and this meat and this hair and this skin and the eyes, all this stuff gone, I want my essence. I want the energy that I leave in this realm to be a constant and forever reflection of who I am, what I did, what we did, and you know, energy transfers. It don't go away.
Come on.
So I'm good. We good. I'm at peace with it. We try to be right, live right, do right, let people treat us as good as they allow us to treat them. And with everything else, I'm at peace because all is well. It has no choice but to be. I can't be here for forever. All is well. I see somebody put something in here. Miss Sandra said something. Y'all see Miss Sandra, don't suck me back in. She said she been listening on the TV. She said, I've been listening from my TV. This was a very tough subject for me. People just don't understand how life can affect the older you get. Miss Sandra, I completely receive that. I understand. I'm sure the chat do.
If there's anything I can do to support in my absence, I don't care what it is, y'all. I don't have to be there in your presence. But if there's anything I can do to support, please reach out to me. And I tell y'all all the time, sometimes you might have to email me more than once. Call me out. I don't give a damn. Put it in a comment. Say something to me. I don't have a problem. Like I just want people to treat me the way I want to be treated. I want to treat people the way I want to be treated. If there's something I can do for you, I have no problem doing it.
Sister, you got a bulldozer at the house. You need to come over here and help me.
I ain't got no
back here.
I
need a bulldozer in the back over here.
Look, now I've been seeing some stuff for sale now, bro. I've been seeing stuff for sale all up and down 27. And I've been looking for some investments, but if it's something I can help y'all with, I might not be with you no bulldozer, but I'll at least get you the link to find one.
Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up. That's Stardust the 2, folk, right there. And I want to say this too.
Vision. I can't help you with the Vision. I've been seeing some backhoes. I was looking at one not too long ago. While you playing? Look, I've been seeing some. I got some connections. I'll drive back right on down there and get that number again and call them again. I'm sorry, because when I was looking at the stuff originally, they had about 7, 8 different things out there, y'all. And by the time I went back, they had about 3. Like for real, stuff like that. If we can, those are the type of things too, you guys. Get with those who are close to you, and if you can trust people enough to come up with a contract or whatever amongst yourselves, and be like, hey, let's go in on this. I'll use it this time. You use it this time. I use it this time. Like really, y'all, there's nothing wrong with that as long as you can find people who are worthy to really keep up their part in it. Like,
right.
Have somebody close to you. Those are things that we should really be thinking about. Yep. Don't hesitate to try to get those type of things together. I mean, but like put it in the contract. You can't always trust everybody. We still get to know each other. I don't mean that that's no diss or nothing. I'm saying that sincerely.
No, that ain't no disrespect.
You're protecting yourself.
That ain't no disrespect, because I don't, damn it, I gotta get to know you, whether it be online or in person. I'm gonna watch your ass now. And if you got any kind of shit, you better be watching me too, because that ain't no disrespect. That's not an insult. But 755 Media, y'all check this sister out. She doing amazing things over on her channel. She got the Monday. I can't even keep up with her.
Drop your link, baby. Drop your link, please.
She got the Monday, she got the Saturday, she got the this, she got the that, she got a lot of stuff popping over there. So y'all slide over there, support 755 Media. And before I get out of here and do my little closing, cause damn, how many of y'all can't keep coming in here like that, man? We winding down. Lala.
Lala said my mom. You see, it's nighttime where you at.
Still is independently.
It's a little about. It's nighttime where you at, but it's pretty much around lunchtime here.
Yeah,
I see.
Well, Lala, if there's anything we can do to help you and your mama, sweetie pie, don't hesitate to reach out, please.
Absolutely, and and it is something that happens that it's hard for both parties, because when the roles reverse, and I know you raised me and you cleaned me up and you did this for me and did that for me, and now it's my turn to do it. And it take a toll on all parties involved, but it can be done because it's been done since people. Yeah. Since it's been people, it's been this. So
I
wind down.
I want to be able to join y'all channels and stuff. No, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I love everybody that's supporting each other's channels like that. But me personally, I'd rather use the money that I could be using to support y'all channels to go help each other. So please forgive me, y'all. If
don't worry about that.
Join your channels, but that's not just for you, African. I'm saying that for any and everybody. Okay, I love y'all. Yeah. I love what y'all doing. I'm just the type that I would personally be. I would rather put my money in the people's hands, and they, you know what I'm saying? That I know you guys are doing what you're doing, but I'm the type that loves to like just go do what I can do. So I travel. If it's something I can do to help somebody, I don't mind. We really got to try. I don't care if you don't give back to me. That's not about it. When you give from your heart.
African,
as long as people.
I know you want to close, but I'm gonna piggyback off this young lady right here. I'm gonna tell you plain and simple. Go ahead, bro. I'm gonna tell you plain and simple. I know folks got joining groups and all that stuff. Hey, I'm happy for you, but me, I won't join the group. Me, I give money, so you better have a Cash App. That's why I don't have all that stuff on my page when I'm up and all that. If you got a Cash App and I can help you, I help you. But if I put money on this little thing right here, If I intend for you to get $10 and I put it on this thing, I know you're not going to get the $10. That's why I don't do it, because I want you to get it. I don't want
you. I'd rather send African Dreamer a Cash App or a motherfucker Zelle. That's just how I roll.
That's it.
And I really don't like Cash App thing, but I'd rather put it directly in y'all hands because I don't mess with YouTube crap either. Yeah, I don't mess with that YouTube crap.
Look here. For anybody who choose to support in whatever capacity they choose to support, it's fine with us because you know, with us being content creators, with us being on here, the YouTube side help, the Cash App help, the however people direct whatever.
It all help. Mm-hmm.
It all helps. So each individual person's way of contributing, that's up to them. We got no problem with it because even this video right now, I haven't played no music. We ain't did nothing extraordinary. We didn't even monetize it because the help that we do get, the support for the channel, it comes from the people who feel like giving. So whatever capacity people feel like giving, it's just what we grateful for. We live in gratitude. We blessed for it. What's up, Miss Tamika? How you doing? Tamika Wells.
Let me add this on real quick too, because I emailed y'all last week after I made that last Sunday live, and y'all sent. I emailed y'all back, but I wound up getting a response error that y'all didn't receive the email. So
yeah,
I'm gonna make sure I get my emails again, and then I have y'all correct email because I wanted to send you guys something. I wanted to tell y'all thank you. I wanted to acknowledge what y'all do, especially what y'all doing over there. What y'all doing over there?
Yeah, we
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I didn't get nothing, Sam.
Yeah, because apparently I sent it to the podcast email and not y'all regular email. So I'm on my stuff. I'm gonna make sure I'm on it because I do want to send y'all something. I see what you guys are doing, and I'm so proud of y'all. I'm so thankful to be able to follow your channel, to be subscribed to y'all, to see what y'all doing, the conversations y'all have. You just don't know how much it touches me. I stepped back from Gardner for a minute because I just felt like, you know, I was misrepresenting myself because of some other things. So I just wanted to be like, let me step back. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I wasn't in everybody's stuff. I've always been following everybody and I'll share videos, but I wasn't always in the comments no more. But now I'm like, okay, let me just get back to me and just doing what I do. And, you know, it is what it is. Thank you, baby. I got that email, sweetie pie. So I just want to make sure that I do continue to support. I'm so excited to see where y'all have come, African Dreaming. Like, for real. For real. Y'all. I can tell y'all you on a whole nother level, bro. I see it in you, April. Like the fact that you bring up the topics that y'all bringing up. Like you said, you've been paying attention to this stuff over 20 years. Me too, bro. And some of us, it's like being set apart. Y'all, this information that we are privy to from the spirit and from our ancestors, it's different. It's different because you'll look at things and people be like, damn, they crazy. They don't get it because we see the bigger picture. It's not just about you or you or you or you, y'all. This is bigger than us. We are really and truly dealing with spiritual wickedness in high places.
Yeah, we dealing with a lot of stuff.
Quote the Bible or whatever it is that you use. I'm not religious. I'm spiritual. And the Most High has been setting me apart for a long time with information. And that's why I don't bite my tongue. That's why I'm out here doing what I'm doing. Because I see it for what it is. You either see it or you don't. Everybody ain't privy to the knowledge. But I can't just keep putting out videos.
Everybody's never gonna get it. That's why we put it out there. We converse about it. We have conversations, and we afford. What's up, Carol the Girl Miniature? How you doing, sis?
Salute.
We allow people to come in and share their thoughts and their opinions. It's never about being right, never about being wrong. It's about getting somebody else to think and maybe see things from a different perspective. But I got this one up here. Shout out my Renaissance grandma said why y'all
honey, because she was in that live this morning with Gina versus
Yes, she was. Much love to you, mama. My Renaissance grandma. Y'all get over there and check out too.
You ladies are such inspiration.
Thank you. Hey, I have hold on, let me put this up here so I can read it. And then I'm gonna do my little close out. Boy, so many of y'all done came in here, but I'm still gonna dip. She said, I have learned just to just listen and you will know when to speak. Yes, and Miss Sandra, I had the link in there. I wish you had came up earlier to because especially on a subject like this, if you had anything you wanted to share, that would have been beautiful. And we, you always welcome over here. Vision said, Jay, see, I just finished my last meeting. So, okay, there you go. By the way, y'all, nah, I ain't going on another 8 hours. I'm finna shut it down now. By the way,
I wish I could have made it to Vision's thing this past week, man.
Yeah.
I would have loved that.
Yeah. I'm sure he'll be doing it again. By the way, y'all, Vision is gonna be doing a closeout to Bug Out Weekend tonight at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. My sister Unbiased LLC is gonna be going live at 3:30 Texas time. If y'all slide over and catch I know it might slip some of y'all mind, but doggone it, try to think about it. If y'all get over to Gigi Natural Homestead for live at 5, tell her African Dream is sent you, and just put Team Eco in the chat. She'll know what he's talking about. So yeah, just tell them
that ain't right, bro. That ain't right.
Yeah, just put Team Eco in the chat. And so many of y'all in here, while I do my little closing monologue saying what I'm gonna say,
Team Gigi.
Family, y'all please put all of y'all hashtags in there. Put all your hashtags in there so people connect with you. If you want to connect with Starduster, put it in there. If you want to connect with my Renaissance grandma, get you some soap, some seasoning.
Carol, all of y'all.
Just put it in there.
Okay, Unique Prepping.
Yeah. Going
real quick,
live
y'all, please, everybody, because I'm not subbed to everybody's channel. Please put all y'all channel. Please put the hashtag in so we can get y'all links before they close this live out.
There you go.
Well, you got mine already. I can't type on here nowhere.
Yes.
I'm going live tomorrow night at 9 Texas time. Unique Prepping.
Yep.
Y'all get over there, check him out, support him. We definitely gonna try to be there. If we not able to be in, I still got to catch up on Tori. Tori was in here early. I still got to catch up on the.
He sure was. Yep.
Yeah, I gotta catch up, y'all. It's been a lot going on.
I'm subscribed to all of y'all so far, and I'm not getting notifications.
Let me say something about that real quick before I get into the closing. So y'all know how YT do. Y'all know how YT play games.
Okay, Nikki.
I don't get so many of y'all notifications. It's hit and miss.
Good.
It pick up, it drop off, it pick up. And I know that sometimes y'all don't get a lot of hours.
Right.
The reason that I'm so adamant about us helping and supporting and sharing each other out is because that's the only way we beat this thing right here. So with that being said, man, connect with each other, grow with each other, check each other out. 755 Media, my sister, thank you for being in here. You have a great afternoon because we finna get out of here too. But y'all, please, if you haven't hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you want to share it out, whether we finna leave or not, feel free to do so. Song 146, you and Unbiased, boy, y'all, not only y'all the first two to doggone always share, y'all always come through, and then right after that is probably Vision. I mean, as far as just being first in there, it's absolutely amazing. I see my sister Lash's journey. Lashes, this is another thing. So I may not always get in the live. Lashes be out there walking with the baby. She be cooking. Lashes doing stuff in the garden. She down there in Florida doing her thing, sis. I be in the bushes, but I be seeing you, fam. I be peeping you. I be peeping game, and much love to you. Most of the time, I share you out. Sometimes I just hit the thumbs up. But if I ain't got time to talk, I hate getting in the chat because then I feel bad when I can't speak and engage and do this and do that. So I just like and share. But I be seeing you out there getting your walk on, baby. And I was also gonna say Urban Gardening Chronicles. I ain't even seen. She was in the chat earlier, but I'm gonna say, Urban, man, you hang in there, sis. I know the competition going on, and she had some couple of dead veggies over there. She had a couple of dead veggies over there, and she growing back. She trying to get her regrowing. Hold on a minute. Now I might not see everything, but I see everything. See enough to stay alive.
Hey, Mom.
I ain't paying no attention to what. What happened?
Why you smiling so hard?
Cause I accidentally answered the wrong thing. You was like,
Yeah, cause you be doing.
What I do?
oh, I'm sorry. I'm talking to my son, y'all. I thought I was muted. He just FaceTimed me. My bad. Oh, real quick.
Oh, okay.
My son up in Cincinnati is who just FaceTimed me, y'all. And I got my baby doing the composting up there. I said, son, this is big business. He been collecting leaves out of yards around where he lived and putting them in the brown paper bags that people will go and collect. Let the city come and collect and resell to us as compost. Yeah, no, my baby owned that. He also got containers with growing food. Y'all, my daughter in North Carolina, I got her when I was up there with her a couple weeks ago. She done started her some flowers and some corn and some carrots and lettuce and stuff like that. It is such a joy when we teach our children to cultivate, when they get to see the fruits of their labor. Delayed gratification is everything. I apologize, y'all. I just wanted to throw that in there.
Oh, you good. You good. There you go. I'm reading in the chat. Well, hold on. Vision said I ain't know something now.
He was up there bragging. Hey, y'all. He was up there bragging about what he got from my Renaissance grandma. I said he don't be paying attention to the chat, just like Vision don't be paying attention to the chat, so he ain't see it, so he's listening. He was bragging.
Oh, he bragging about what
he got.
He probably got some soap and some seasonings, and ain't no telling that.
Soap and a t-shirt, just bragging.
What's
up, honey, Slinger?
Hey, April, how you doing?
I'm good, y'all.
Stardust ain't hear you. She on the phone.
Oh.
But yeah, she said, "Hey, yeah, well, you heard her. But you know what? And I'm gonna say this too, man, y'all. So I fell in love with one. I ain't even used all the other ones. April done used like 2 of them, I think. But the thing is, I don't know how it worked. My Renaissance grandma soaps keep mosquitoes away. So you would think something that smelled good would be more of an attractant. You think it would draw them in, but baby, I'm over here in East Africa. And if you going deer hunting, I wouldn't recommend it. If you going, wild, if you hunt wild boar, maybe that might not be the thing you want to use. But if you just out barbecuing or in your backyard or doing outside in the garden or something, y'all might want to check out my Renaissance grandma, because this soap, I'm talking about, I can see them, bro. They'll come up and bump up against my knee or up against my arm, and then they fly off. Now they come back, but they don't bite me. I don't know how that works. I don't know what all she put in it, man. I don't know what all she put. It ain't just, is it just the lemongrass in that? Because I be drinking lemongrass some. I don't know. I don't know what mama don't put off in there.
I don't use all that stuff because of bees. I don't use no kind of fragrance soap or nothing due to the bees.
Yeah. I don't know. It might run them off too. You should test it.
No,
I might cut you off a little piece. I'm gonna cut you off a little corner just to wipe up under your neck and around your underarm.
Hey, if they don't like it, they're gonna sting you about it.
Yeah. Hey, family. So you see what 755? I thought 755 was gone. She still putting that honey off in there.
Yeah, she being in honey
in the chat. Yeah. Hey, family. With that being said, look here. I'm gonna go on and see if I can put it on this one right here. Okay, there we go. That's a little bit better. So, man, I have really enjoyed y'all tonight. We done had a great time. Thank you everybody who coming in, everybody who came in. I know I keep messing with my hair. I got to get it redone because I keep getting 2 of them like locked up when I turn my head. I feel them pulling. I just want to say we had a conversation tonight.
The whole family just about this heifer would send me soaps made out of coochies, made out of dicks with balls and sperm coming out.
What you? Hey, hold on. What?
Give me a pipe that's a penis with balls, girl.
Hey,
Yes.
She need to be muted.
I'm sorry.
Hey.
Oh my God.
Hey, look here. Hey, that happened.
I was muted. That is not cool.
Yeah, I got can y'all hear me?
I'm sorry, y'all. That was my son and his girlfriend.
You good, fam? You good? You good? Hey, so what was I saying? I was finna say something. I got into a conversation tonight. We got into a conversation tonight about, once a man, twice a child. And that's something that all of us, if we live long enough, we gonna go through. I just really want us to think about that. I want us to really think about that because it's always somebody else's turn. And it's always gonna be somebody else's turn as long as you alive. And you can plan for next. Now, that ain't no guarantees how next gonna go. But what's up, Ghetto? Ghetto up in here? I thought Ghetto had came and left. But we got to start thinking about that, not only the way we care for ourselves, but the way we're going to care for others going forward. It's only so much we could do. We can't have a perfect plan. We can't mic it down and just have every T crossed and every I dotted. But think about when it's your turn. Think about what you're going to do and how you're going to do it as it regards the next generation and you just never know. So I want to thank everybody who came up tonight. I want to thank it. Oh, and the one other part, the convalescent part of it. You never know. You can have a rock solid idea. You can think that you're going to put or never put a family member in a certain environment. And that might not be the way life work out for you. You may think that you never want to do this or never want to do that. But as life change, as the world change, we all confronted with a new set of circumstances that we got to meet. So the sooner you start to think about these things, I think the better off you'll be. And I just want to say to everybody, thank y'all for being here. Everybody in the chat, everybody who came through. 755 still in here. Ghetto, I didn't know if you were still in here. Growing What I Eat, thank you for sliding through. 755 Media. Miss Shirley. I ain't even see you in here, Miss Shirley. OG Gardner, thank you, Miss Shirley. OG. Thank you for being in here.
Miss Shirley been in here. And I didn't know I was unmuted. I'm so sorry, y'all.
Yeah.
My son and his girlfriend, like they trying to get married.
Okay,
and stuff.
okay,
I'm trying to
fam.
make sure they're gonna be good together. That's all. I'm so sorry, y'all.
Yeah. Lashes, Carol.
Yeah,
Shut up, Ghetto.
My Renaissance grandma.
About your soap.
Everybody heard about her soap.
I'm so sorry.
Everybody heard about
African
her
dreaming.
Miss D's Hollywood Garden. I ain't gonna go through the list. Y'all know y'all in here, man. I just really do want to say thank you to all of y'all for being here. I appreciate that.
Some things and some stuff.
Yeah. And look here, man. Y'all know how it go down every Tuesday. And not just Tuesday and Friday. If y'all get a chance, man, y'all check out the podcast in between time. Yeah, that is. That's the soap to keep on giving, boy.
Right.
Yeah. Y'all check out the podcast. Y'all check out
Miss Shirley, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Hey, it's all good. It's all good.
But y'all women know I ain't lying.
Hey, you good. You good, dog. You good. And everybody else in here, I appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all for coming through. I'm gonna see y'all on the flip. Until the next time.
Thank you, bro.
You see me. It's all love. It's all love. Thank both of y'all for being here. I appreciate y'all contribution to the channel. It's all love. Let me get this set up. And until the next time y'all see me and we see y'all already know what we're gonna be over here doing, baby. We're gonna be over here being country in another country.
Another country.
Peace.
Without Stardust.